Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Lunch with the Grizzlies as the Grizzlies today take part in the Challenge Series and take on the Red Demons of Dodge City High School, who made the trip into Wichita this morning for this varsity doubleheader. We're going to tip it off at the top of the hour, and before we do, we're going to send it to our pregame interview. We're going to replay the interview that we played last night with Christina Commons because we talked about this game in that interview, and we didn't have a chance to get together with her before game time today. So here is the pregame show from last night's game, reprised one more time. Stay with us. We'll be back in 60 seconds with Christina. You're watching NWHS Grizz, and this is Grizzly Basketball.
Hey Grizzly Nation, this is Eric Hofer-Holdeman, your principal at Northwest High School. Did you know Grizzly Pride is the combined booster club and PTO here at Northwest? They support both athletics and academics. We're asking you to join Grizzly Pride this year. Due to these extraordinary times, Grizzly Pride doesn't have the same fundraising opportunities they normally have, and we need you to join and offer your donation to help Grizzly Pride out. Go to our Northwest webpage, join today. Go Grizzlies.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. It's Friday night basketball. We're here at home taking on the East High Blue Aces in the first City League contests against that school for the year, and the varsity girls will be tipping it off here at the top of the hour. And we're joined, as we are before each and every varsity contest, by our head coach, Christina Commons. And Coach, first of all, got to look back on Tuesday and, pardon me, what a really exciting game that was. I have never called an overtime girls game at Northwest, and what a comeback.
You know, I've never even participated with one, so it's nice to see that my girls didn't let down. We could have at any moment throughout that game just completely said, nope, we're just done. We could have handed in the towel early, but we didn't, and that is what I've asked. That is what we've all coaches ask. But when you actually see it happen, then the girls start believing, and then they're like, yes, we've got this, and it changes a mental mind.
Down 12 points in the fourth quarter, rallying back to tie it just before the buzzer, and when that tying shot went in off the hand, I believe it was McKaylee Nave that scored it. When that went in and the bench, your whole bench just exploded onto the court, I said, this team is bounded.
And what's interesting is the play we drew up and everything, it fell apart, but the girls didn't. It was this is what we need. If we don't get this, then this is what happened. Neither of those things happened. But what was nice is we found open players. We got then the offensive rebounds. We got putbacks and being strong and physical, which is what I was asking the entire game. So, but more importantly, like you were saying, that moment shot, there were several moment shots in that fourth quarter that came from unexpected players, and it was phenomenal for them.
Unfortunately, we did drop the game in overtime, but, being down four of your starting players all out because of being disqualified on fouls. Made it awfully tough. Gave your bench a chance to really shine, though, and they did. When they tied it up, they just couldn't quite finish it off in the overtime.
Yeah, and when the players that do foul out, it's my post players, then that takes away our bigs. That takes away that rebound chance. So we really had to really give each other everything we had in there to make ourselves as big as we are, making sure we can still rebound even though we don't have that presence down low. But more importantly, the fact, even though the girls saw, okay, we lost one, we lost another, they didn't give up. They said, you know what, we're going to step up. My bench even, those who weren't in, I asked and begged them even, keep playing, keep getting into this. Do not let down even though you can't physically go in. And that bench support was there. And I think that's what helped what was on the court.
And that kind of support, quite honestly, is going to carry over not only in practices between then and our game against East, that's going to carry over into the East game and beyond, because in the back of their heads, hey, I've got a bunch of girls sitting there on seats helping me out.
And it's, even though the bench players aren't in, it doesn't matter if you get in or not. It's that support you have from your teammates. The fact that we can believe and trust, it doesn't matter what five I have in, we can make things happen. But more importantly is now the girls have in the back of their minds even, whatever five we do have in, whatever the point spread is, we can still come back. We can do anything that we want at this point.
And we'll find out what happens here at top of the hour. Tell us what you know about the Blue Aces for this year.
I actually haven't looked into them too much. I feel like they are going to be a very similar team as us. How we play against them, who knows? What I wanted with Southeast, we tried. And do I feel like it worked as well? No. Could I take it back? You know what? We have a second chance against them. So, yeah, I'm going to take it back, and we're going to change things up.
Yeah. All righty. How's the injury situation for tonight?
Well, we've got, Carly at the end of the game kind of went down with some muscle pain in her leg. But I think with a couple days off, not having to have the game, I think she'll be ready by Friday. And then also we've got one that's been kind of struggling with some shoulder pain, but she's taking care of business, and she'll be back on that court.
Okay. Well, we'll look forward to let's going out and getting a W here at home against East High here tonight. And very unusual situation in regular season. We have 2 games in 18 hours. We're not going to get a chance to visit with you before the game tomorrow, Saturday. So, I guess what I'm going to ask you is, can you tell us what you know about Dodge City?
From what I'm looking at, Dodge City and both East, I think we are very competitive in where we're both standing. I think we both offer very similar tactics and skills, but are they teams that we can take? Oh, yeah, we're ready to take them. We're getting 2 W's here.
Okay, wow, well, that's what I want to hear, 2 W's, absolutely. Well, we wish you the best of luck tonight and tomorrow. Looking forward to doing both games and seeing the girls on the court both days.
Yes, thank you very much.
Head coach Christina Commons on our pregame show. Stay tuned. We'll be back with the play-by-play and the starting lineups of tonight's varsity girls game after the 60-second timeout, and Elizabeth Dibben will join me as well. You're watching NWHS Grizz, and this is Grizzly Basketball.
Hey, man, you going out for football? Band class still needs you, man.
Kansas students have choices to do or not to do. The Kansas State High School Activities Association urges everyone to participate because when activities stop, nobody wins.
What does it mean when people say America is a land of opportunity?
It means the power to discover,
to redefine yourself,
to improve yourself,
to challenge yourself,
to realize there's more in you
than you ever knew
that you could do.
It means giving people an open field to explore what they do best.
With the best tools,
the best training,
the best technology in the world.
We bring out the best in the people who serve.
So you can be all you can be.
That's the national anthem here at Northwest High prior to our girls varsity matchup. And now here are the starting lineups for both teams. First of all, for Dodge City will wear their black uniforms today with white numerals and red trim. Number 0 is a 5'10" senior, Ashlyn Lembright. Number 4, 5'4" freshman, Emily Gutierrez. Number 15, 5'9" junior. Number 15 is Tatum Steiner. A 5'6" freshman, number 20, Jersey Bogner. And a 6' senior, Isha Potts, wearing number 35. Head coach is Kelly Snodgrass, assisted by David Snodgrass, Holly Deutsch, and Todd Kosman and Eli Applegate. That's the Dodge City Red Demons. Now the starting lineup for your Wichita Northwest Grizzlies. A 5'1" freshman guard, number 2, Aubrey Lohman. 5'2" junior guard, Aaliyah Richard, wearing number 21 today. 5'9" senior forward, number 24, Sasha Reed. 5'9" sophomore guard, number 30, Aubrey Navarrete. And rounding out the starting lineup for Northwest, a 5'9" junior forward, Kylena Hallman. Grizzlies are coached by Christina Commons and by Taylor Darr. Grizzlies will be in their white uniforms today, and they will play from left to right here in the first half. And I will tell you, we are super shorthanded today. Right now, I'm doing this entire thing by myself, so we're not sure how it's going to go. There are going to be lapses in picture because I can't do 3 things at once. If it gets to be too much, I will turn the scoreboard graphic off and just give it to you verbally, but we're going to try and make it go here. Again, on the floor for Northwest, it'll be number 2, Lohman, number 21, Richard, 24, Reed, 30, Navarrete, and 33, Hallman. And Kylena Hallman will take the opening tip for the Grizzlies, and she'll be matched up against Isha Potts. Ball's in the air, and Dodge City wins the opening tip. And we're underway here at Northwest. Around the horn it goes for the Demons. Lohman providing some strong defense. And there's a travel called. And just like that, a turnover, it'll be Northwest ball. Kylena Hallman will do the honors for the Grizzlies. She inbounds it to Lohman. Lohman to Reed. And down the floor it comes. Taken away by the Demons, but Grizzlies get it back. Richard sends it back out to Lohman. Round the horn it goes. Far side, that's Navarrete with it. She pulls it back out for Northwest. To the near side to Lohman. Freshman Lohman pulls it back out now. She'll reset the offense. Man-to-man defense. Pardon me, being played by the Demons so far in the early going. Aaliyah Richard into the corner now. Hallman brings it back out. And she sends it wide. There's a 3-pointer, and it's good. Lohman starts it off for Northwest and gives the Grizzlies a 3-point lead. I'll tell you one thing I do know, and that is that I know absolutely nothing about this Dodge City team. Here's a steal by Northwest. Bringing it down is Navarrete. It comes out to Lohman. Lohman, who scored a moment ago, sends it wide to Richard on the far side, back to Lohman. Lohman's in the same spot again. Drives into the paint, back out, now over in the near side. Back to Lohman, top of the key this time. To Reed. Reed Back to Navarrete. Navarrete into the paint to Coleman, and Hallman coughs it up. Here comes Dodge City back. They missed the first shot. The second one is blocked out of bounds by Hallman. It'll stay with Dodge City. And Dodge City inbounds. That shot is blocked, but a foul is called on the play. First foul of the game for either team, and I think it'll be on Hallman. Like I said, it's on Sasha Reed. It'll put Potts at the line shooting a pair. First one is up, and it's short. She'll get one more. Second one is good. It's 3-1. Grizzlies back with the ball underway here. Richard brings it down the floor. And Lohman pulls it back out almost to the timeline. Far side it goes to Navarrete. Back to Lohman. Lohman in the paint, puts it up. It's partially blocked. It'll go out of play, and they're going to give it to Dodge City. Dodge City brings it down the floor. Potts with it, puts it in the paint. Nice play. Doesn't go, though. Hallman with the rebound, and here comes Northwest back with it. And that one goes out of play. It'll turn right back over to Dodge City. Lembright will inbound the ball and does so. Underneath, it's Bogner. And a whistle. And another foul call. That'll be the second foul on Northwest. This one being called on Lohman. Ball once again inbounded. Into the paint it goes. Taken away by Navarrete. And Hallman ends up with it. And now the Grizzlies will begin to bring it down the floor. Pressure being put on by Dodge. On the far side, it's Richard. She gives it off to Hallman. Hallman trying to get it to Reed. And we have a stoppage of play, and it went out of bounds. It'll stay with Northwest. And in it comes. Lohman has it for the Grizzlies. Back to Lohman from Navarrete. Now Richard looking for something, and we have a foul called on Dodge City. That's the first on Dodge City in this quarter. Dodge City made a substitution. To be honest with you, I didn't see who came in. But I believe it is no, she started. I'm looking for somebody out there who didn't start. That's Tatum Steiner that just came in, number 15. Aaliyah Richard will inbound, and we're back underway. Lohman has it, sends it on the far side. Navarrete to Reed. Reed to Hallman. Hallman trying to get under the basket, just people hanging all over her. That one goes out of play, and it will stay with Northwest. 4:10 to go, first quarter. 3-1, Grizzlies lead on a three-pointer by Lohman. Richard gets it into Sasha Reed. Reed can't find anything, gets it back to Richard. She puts it up, it's blocked. Goes out of play, and it will turn over to Dodge City. On the near side, Dodge City throws it away, and it will belong to Northwest. Aubrey Lohman will bring it across the timeline for the Grizzlies. In the corner it goes. Back out now around the horn. Navarrete puts up a long three. Off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Dodge. Here come the Demons back with it. Underneath, it's Potts. Her shot is blocked. It goes out of play, and it will stay with Dodge City as Northwest subs in 2 players coming into the game for Northwest. The 5'7" senior guard, Carly Wimberly, number 10, and Cameron Stubbs, a 5'11" junior forward, wearing number 34. Underneath, Steiner travels with it, turns it over to Northwest. Hallman looking for some help, gets it into Stubbs. And the Grizzlies bring it down the floor now. Over on the near side, that's Wimberly with it, gives it to Lohman. Lohman brings it back out. Top of the key with it, 2-3 zone now for Dodge. Wimberly feeds it into Stubbs. Stubbs to Hallman and count it. Kylina Hallman makes it 5-1. Lembright gives it off. Oh, then are they going to count that 3 is my question. They blew a whistle. And they called a foul on Dodge City, so the basket will not count. It'll be Grizzly basketball. Wimberly has it for Northwest. And the Grizzlies turn it over. And we're back underway. Dodge City with it. 2.5 remaining, first quarter. Grizzlies lead by 4. And there's one taken away by Lohman. Lohman brings it down the floor for the Grizzlies. And we have a foul called. Foul is on Bogner. It'll be her second one. And the ball inbounded. We're back underway. Stubbs triple team. They get it over to Richard. Richard back to Lohman for 3. Good! Aubrey Lohman cans her second 3 of the game. And the Grizzlies lead by a touchdown. Time winding down here in the first quarter of play. Lembright has it for Dodge, and now a foul called. Will stop play. It's on Aaliyah Richard. That's her first. It's the third team foul on Northwest, each team with 3. And there's one. That's a pretty nice play to lay that one in, be able to lay that one in on a pretty good inbound. There's a steal by Dodge. And the pass is intercepted. That, fortunately, did not hurt the Grizzlies. Far side, ball's up, doesn't go. Lembright gets the rebound, and here comes Dodge back with it now. Lembright dishes it off to Torres. Back to Lembright now from Potts. Into the paint it goes. Spin move, ball's up, doesn't go. Rebounded by Carly Wimberly. Grizzlies bring it down the floor. Hey, I'll talk to you in 30 seconds. Back over to Dodge City. And a nice reverse layup goes in, and it's 8-5 with 27 to go here in the first quarter. Grizzlies with a chance for one last shot here. Dodge intercepts that. Lembright gives it off over on the near side. There's another three attempt. Off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Wimberly. Carly sends one up, and that one's intercepted. Torres will be fouled by Wimberly, and that's all Wimberly can do. And unfortunately, it comes with less than a second remaining in the first period. They're going to get it off. They do, and that's it. At the end of one, it's Wichita Northwest 8 and Dodge City 5. We'll be back with the second quarter after this timeout. Stay with us. You're watching NWHS Grizz, and this is Grizzly basketball. Welcome back to Northwest. Grizzlies will inbound to start the second quarter. On the floor for Northwest, McKaylee Nave joins the fray, number 22. She puts one up and counted for Nave. Dodge City brings it down the floor. Grizzlies lead by 5. Lembright has it for Dodge. Grizzlies take it away. There's one for Carly. She puts it up. Come on, fall ball. It didn't do it. Nice job of rebounding there by Stubbs, and she's fouled, or did she step on the baseline? I guess she stepped on the baseline. It'll turn over to Dodge City here. Lembright with it on the near side. And Carly Wimberly does a nice defensive job knocking it out of play. It'll be Dodge City's ball, and they will inbound it deep in Grizzly territory. Potts spin move, puts it up. It doesn't go. Rebounded there by Patterson. Carissa Patterson also in the game for Northwest. I never did set the lineup. I'll do that momentarily. Navarrete to Stubbs. And count it for McKaylee Nave. She's got 4 in this quarter. It's 12-5. And a foul call that'll be charged to Navarrete, I'm sure. And I'm wrong again. I have been wrong every time. It's charged to Patterson instead. First foul of the quarter. A reminder that the foul rules are different this year. And that one gets thrown away. Fouls reset every quarter. If you get to 5 fouls in a quarter, it's 2 shots on every foul, then and after. And then again, it resets every quarter. No more 1-and-1 and no more double bonus. Patterson for 3, off the rim, no good, rebounded by Dodge. Here come the Demons back. That's Gutierrez with the ball for Dodge City. She brings it down the floor. Over here to Potts. Potts in the paint, drives, tries a reverse layup. It doesn't go, but she's fouled. And by the look on her face, I'm sure it's going to be Stubbs. Oh, it's McKaylee Nave. I've been wrong every foul today. Sasha Reed comes back in, replacing Stubbs. So on the floor for Northwest, we still haven't told you, we have Carissa Patterson, number 35, Sasha Reed, 24, Navarrete, number 30, Carly Wimberly, number 10, and McKaylee Nave, 22. That's your five. Your five on the floor here in the second quarter. Now a foul is going to be charged, and if that's on McKaylee Nave, that'll be her third. Oh, it's on Sasha Reed. That's her second. My phone ringing? Oh, it's going to have to wait. Patterson brings it down the floor for Northwest. On the far side. Good! A three-pointer by Navarrete. Grizzlies lead by 10. And a timeout has been taken by Dodge City. Okay, here's where you meet your mustard. You dropped one there, now go up here to clips. Okay, when I give you the word, it's cut. Ready? On this word. You're watching Northwest Grizzly basketball. Coming out of the timeout, it'll be Dodge City basketball. They inbound it, and just like that, Potts puts it up and misses. And it's going to be she either stepped on the she stepped on the baseline, so it'll be a turnover. McKaylee Nave will inbound it to Navarrete. No changes in personnel for the Grizzlies. Wimberly gives it to Reed. Sasha back out to Navarrete. To Wimberly. Underneath the Nave. Oh, nice ball to Reed and count it. Beautiful play. And the Grizzlies lead by a dozen. Grizzlies going to make some substitutions here. In fact, they're going to be making most of a line change here at the next opportunity. Potts underneath, puts it up, and it doesn't go, but she was fouled on the way up, and I'm not even going to speculate, but I'm willing to bet you it's Sasha Reed. It is Sasha Reed. That's her third. Coming in for Northwest, it'll be Lohman, number 2, Hallman, number 33, and Richard, number 21, replacing McKaylee Nave and Stubbs and Patterson. Now we have another foul. And the Grizzlies are now over the limit with 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. It's going to be free throws for Dodge City the rest of the half on every foul. So the Grizzlies are going to have to be careful here not to give Dodge a chance to close the gap while the clock's not moving. First one is good. Second one misses, rebounded by Lohman. Freshman brings it down the floor. Over here on the near side, Richard to Stubbs. Back to Lohman, across now to Navarrete. To Richard and back to Lohman. Grizzlies unable to penetrate into the paint here. Back to Richard on the near side. Bounce pass to Stubbs, back to Richard. He puts up a three off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Potts for Dodge City. Here come the Demons back. Lembright gives it off now, and Colwell gives it to Gutierrez, and that pass is blocked, and the Grizzlies get it back. Good job by Stubbs. On the far side, it goes to Lohman. Back into Stubbs in the center, now over to Lohman. Far side for three, off the rim, no good. Put back by Hallman, doesn't go either. And Potts gets that rebound, and you got to get the second chances to go. I think I preached that all night last night, and I'm preaching it again. Isha Potts gives it away on the near side to Caldwell. And a nice basket by Lembright, and it's 17-8, and all of a sudden the margin is down to single digits again. On the far side, it's Lohman. Lohman's pass was errant, but there to get it is Aaliyah Richard. 3:30 to go in the first half. Stubbs over here on the near side. In the paint, and a nice takeaway on the steal by Potts. Isha Potts brings it down, puts it up, doesn't go, but she's fouled. And she'll go to the line and shoot a pair. So on Navarrete, that's her first. First one is good. Two subs come in for Dodge City. They are number 21, Torres, and number 22, Derler. Potts will try her second attempt, and it's good. 17-10, Grizzlies lead, 3:17 to go, first half. Navarrete on the far side, lets her team get set. Now here's Lohman with it, top of the key. She'll pull it back up. Checking out the defense that's in front of her. Navarrete again. To Richard. They're trying to find something inside and cannot do it. Good job of containment. Now Hallman finds it and scores. Karina Hallman puts one in. And it's 19-10 Northwest. Underneath to Lembright. Lembright has an easy lay-in. We just made that too easy for her. Here's Richard bringing the ball across the timeline. Stubbs. Back to Richard. To Hallman, and Hallman is fouled. Grizzlies will take it outside. That's only the first foul on Dodge City in this quarter. Foul's charged to Potts. That's her first. Richard will inbound. Comes all the way out to Lohman. Lohman back to Richard. Richard puts up a rainbow that misses everything. That one goes out of play, and it will stay with Northwest. Grizzlies to inbound. It'll be Richard. Aaliyah Richard will send it back out to Lohman. Now it's back over on the far side to Richard again. She shifted position. She'll pull it all the way back out to Stubbs and back to Richard. Lohman drives into the paint, gives it off. Richard for three. Misses everything. And Dodge City, where our missed threes are keeping Dodge City in the game. They're not getting those second chance baskets. Round the horn it goes. And intercepted by Stubbs. Stubbs gives it up, though, to Torres. And now Lembright will pull it back out. On the near side it comes. Stay with us at halftime. Our Meet the Grizzlies segment, unlike the pregame show, is not a rerun. We'll be interviewing one of the varsity players at halftime. Stay with us for that. And that we have a charge called against Dodge City. The basket does not count, and it will stay 19-12. Grizzlies lead by 7. They've led it by as many as 12. Stubbs comes out, and in for Northwest is Honey Tate, number 12, the 5'7" junior forward. Honey has it on the far side. Back to Richard. Richard puts it up, doesn't go. Rebound is pushed out of play. It'll stay with Northwest. Less than a minute to go here in the first half. And there's an easy basket for Karina Hallman. 21-12, Grizzlies lead, 40 seconds to go. Lembright sends it around the horn. Now on the far side is Caldwell with it. Lembright again. No question, the leader on this team. Torres. And there's a long one that comes off the rim. No good. Rebounded by Hallman. Hallman gets it to Lohman. Lohman brings it down the floor, brings it up. Can't get the roll to fall. 6 seconds to go. Dodge will get the last chance here, it looks like. And there is no shot. So the half will end. And it's Northwest 21, Dodge City 12 at halftime. Punch that. And hit remove, hit add. And the one you want is, no, not that one. Where is it? It was in there when the game started. Okay, you know what? There's more than one way to skin a cat. I know where it is. It's in here too. All right, we're going to send it to our Meet the Grizzlies segment. We'll interview Kylina Hallman here at halftime. So stay with us. We'll have Kylina in 60 seconds. You're watching NWHS Grizz, and this is Grizzly basketball.
Hey, Grizzly Nation. This is Eric Hofer-Holdeman, your principal at Northwest High School. Did you know Grizzly Pride is the combined booster club and PTO here at Northwest? They support both athletics and academics. We're asking you to join Grizzly Pride this year. Due to these extraordinary times, Grizzly Pride doesn't have the same fundraising opportunities they normally have, and we need you to join and offer your donation to help Grizzly Pride out. Go to our Northwest webpage, join today. Go Grizzlies.
It's halftime, and it's time once again for another segment of Meet the Grizzlies. And today we're joined by Kylina Hallman, junior forward. And Kylina, welcome to our segment here this evening, and tell us a little bit about you and your family.
I am 17. I have 4 siblings. They're all younger than me. One goes to Wilbur, and the younger 2 go to Peterson. So we're busy all the time. Yeah.
And did you go through Wilbur as well?
Yes, I did go to Wilbur and Peterson as well.
Okay. Tell us about your basketball history and where have you played? What kind of things have you done?
I started at the Y when I was about in 2nd grade, I think, and I played till like 4th grade. Then I joined like a club team, and I did like MIYB stuff, and then I took a break for a little bit, and then I came back and I played my freshman year. I took a break off sophomore year, and I came back to play this year.
And anybody who's a Northwest sports fan knows that you also are a soccer player here as well. Tell us a little about that.
Yeah, I started playing soccer my freshman year here, and it's been a lot of fun. I enjoy it. Yeah.
I still remember, and you folks can go and Google this and go back to the podcast, but I do remember a game-winning goal scored by this young lady in a tournament last year.
Yeah, it was exciting. It was fun.
So what are your goals for yourself as far as the basketball team is concerned for this year?
My goal is to just be a good teammate for everybody and do what I can to make everybody better. Yeah.
Any plans for life beyond Northwest yet?
I like doing pottery, so I plan to advance in that and see what I can do and maybe become a teacher for teaching ceramics and pottery.
I can see you in the classroom up front, maintaining law and order as the clay is being thrown around the room.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we wish you the best of luck. We want you to have a great season. I didn't ask, and I will ask, what's your favorite subject?
History.
Why history?
Because, I don't know, I've always done good at it and, enjoyed learning about it. Yeah.
Okay, well, best of luck to you. Get good grades, and we'll look forward to another visit with you. We'll be talking to you in soccer season, too, I'm sure, but thanks for joining us in this segment.
Thank you.
Kylena Hallman, our guest here at halftime, will be back after a 60-second timeout with the second half of tonight's Varsity Girls Contest. You're watching NWHS Grizz, and this is Grizzly Basketball.
This may sound like a typical high school basketball game being played on a Friday night in Kansas. In fact, it's a crash course in cooperation and teamwork. It's a test of dedication, determination, and drive. It's character development in action. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think about this. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students who participate in school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. At the same time, playing sports helps teach lessons not covered in the classroom. Lessons like tolerance, respect for the rules, and the importance of supporting your community. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Kansas Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
What does it mean when people say America is a land of opportunity?
It means the power to discover.
To redefine yourself.
To improve yourself.
To challenge yourself.
To realize there's more in you
than you ever knew
that you could do.
It means giving people an open field to explore what they do best.
With the best tools.
The best training.
The best technology in the world.
We bring out the best in the people who serve.
So you can be all you can be.
Welcome back to Northwest High School, where the Lady Grizzlies lead the Red Demons of Dodge City by a score of 21-12 here at halftime. We've got about 3 minutes to go before the start of the third quarter, and I'm joined by someone that you obviously will not know, but I have known for 50 years, and the gentleman wearing the other headset is Mr. Scott Simons. Scott and I went to St. Louis U together, and we both have wearing these headsets in common. And you're in here for what purpose today?
I'm going to the Wichita State SIU game tonight. I'm an SIU graduate. I'm tied with the athletic department. Ironically, I was an SIU broadcaster, but we shared the duties at our station, and this is the only place in the Missouri Valley that I did not broadcast from. And I've been to Wichita State games, and I'm looking forward to tonight's game, but I thought of that on the way. And the other thing I thought was, I was wondering if you were going to invite me, because when we were in school together, we never broadcast a game together.
We never did a game together.
No.
You're, as I recall, you're 2 years younger than I am, aren't you? What year did you graduate high school?
74. So
you're 3 years younger than I am.
Yeah.
That's why we never did a game together.
But I'm looking forward to watching the preps here in Kansas. I just did a stint as a public address announcer for football in Arizona, and I miss the Midwest, and I'm so glad I moved back.
Well, welcome back to the Midwest, and you can't be in a better place than Wichita, Kansas. Let me tell you, I've spent 40 years here now, and I just think Wichita, Kansas is the greatest place in the world.
Great.
See if you can make your way over, like right there.
Okay.
Because I'm going to come up here and lean over this.
Okay.
You guys ready over there? All righty, we're getting set for the third quarter. Dodge City will inbound the ball to start play here in the third quarter. Grizzlies will play from right to left here in the second half.
So,
and I have for you, in case you ever want to refer to them,
okay.
There's some rosters for you. This is
let's
totally unfair to you, but
let's talk about the first half, 21-12. Defensive battle or poor shooting?
Combination of ingredients.
Okay.
Yeah, probably some of both. There some. We've played very well defensively. Quite frankly, if the Grizzlies were shooting the way they should be shooting, we'd be up by at least 15 more. So we've left a lot of points on the floor in the first half.
And the other thing is, this is a holiday, and a lot of times these kids, they don't focus as much.
We're on break here. We're on Christmas break here.
Yeah.
And
sometimes the kids don't focus during the holidays. Coaches complain about that all the time.
Exactly right. Okay, we're going to get her started here. Dodge City will inbound on the floor for Northwest. It'll be McKaylee Nave, 22. Leah Richard, 21. Aubrey Lohman, number 2. Kalina Hallman, number 33, who just got the ball. And here comes Lohman with it. She'll pull it down and send it back out top of the key to Hallman. Hallman sends it wide to Navarrete, the 5th member. She misses a 3. That one gets tipped out by Dodge City, and it will stay with Northwest.
Well, it looks like they want to run a little bit to start the second half. Of course, they're up by 9. I guess they want to really put it away early.
Out to Nave it comes, and Nave will send it back over to Aubrey Lohman. The freshman puts up a 3. In and out, no good, and it's rebounded by Dodge. Potts gets it for the Demons, and Lembright will bring it down the floor for Dodge City. Back to Potts. Over here now on the near side, Gutierrez gives it back to Potts. Potts driving into the paint, puts it up off the glass, no good. And the rebound is going to be called a foul. I would have taken a held ball there. It'll be a foul on Northwest. And the foul will be charged to Aaliyah Richard. That's her second. Team foul number 1 here in the second half. And Lembright pops it in. And an easy turnaround by Steiner for 2 points. And now we have a problem, and Kylina Hallman is grabbing her face. I wonder if she has a contact problem.
Yep, injury time, officials timeout injury. Interesting that the Grizzlies start out with 2 threes as a try for their first points in the second half, and Dodge City takes it low and gets 2 points early.
Well, we're small, so we shoot a lot from the outside because of our lack of height. Navarrete back to Lohman. Lohman over to Richard. Richard down deep for Nave. Nave tried to get into the Stubbs, and Stubbs couldn't get to it. It was knocked out by Dodge. It'll stay with Northwest, and it'll be Aaliyah Richard inbounding for the Grizzlies. third quarter, 6:45 remaining. Grizzlies up by 7. Back out to Navarrete, and Richard puts it into Stubbs. Lohman for 3, off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Dodge, and the Grizzlies need to get those second chance points. They're not getting the rebounds here in the third quarter. And it goes, Steiner double team. She gives it back off, and from the free throw stripe, it's put in by Bogner. And now the lead is down to 5. Grizzlies need to get moving here. And there's a foul called. That'll be charged to Bogner, I believe. Let's see if I'm right this time. Hey, you know what, folks? I'm wrong again. It's charged to Potts. That's her second. Every foul in this game, Scott, that I have speculated has been wrong.
Just wait for the officials.
Richard puts it in for Stubbs. Stubbs back out to Lohman. Now Nave with it. Aaliyah Richard thought about a 3, gives it to Navarrete. Oh, nice job getting it into the paint, but Nave couldn't get the shot away. Here comes Lembright. She sends one down. It's knocked out of play by Stubbs. Good defensive play by Miss Stubbs, and it will be Dodge City ball just inside 6 to go in the third. Into Potts. Potts is going to lay that one in. No. She's fouled by Stubbs, and don't tell me I'm wrong this time, folks.
Yeah, that was pretty obvious. Got the step on her. Got her up in the air. Stubbs, interesting. It's interesting that Dodge City's playing a zone defense if they're bigger. Why they're not matching up man-to-man.
Well, they play both, and so do we, quite frankly.
And they had Stubbs operating as a center off the high post with guards cutting off there. That's a great way to open up that lane, but so far they're shut out in the second half.
Potts makes 1 out of 2. Grizzlies get the rebound. Sent over here to Navarrete, and Scott very wisely pointed out it's been more than 2 minutes of play here in the third quarter, and we have yet to score. In fact, we have yet to threaten to score.
Got to take it low. Just get a layup, get 2 points on, and then take it from there.
McKaylee Nave steps on the baseline. That'll turn it over to Dodge City.
Wow.
Boys game will follow 20 minutes after the conclusion of this one, so stay with us.
I was looking for a foul there and didn't get it.
Nope, didn't happen. Lembright has it in front of Aaliyah Richard. Feeds it in, and Stubbs did everything but get to the ball. Lohman tried to pick it. Now it's loose on the floor. What are they going to call? Looks like the timeout has been taken by Dodge City. And we need to set that up. Go back in here. Remove that and add. Crud. Go back to. Here, may I? I don't have it set up, but this is my fault. We'll just keep it here this time.
Well, that's rather interesting, watching you produce and direct and broadcast at the same time.
Well, this is a student-driven production, Scott,
okay.
And these kids are on the learning curve, and we're actually 2 people short.
This is the one thing in the business that I didn't pick up and learn was streaming. And I have a good friend in St. Louis who does preps on streaming, and it's something I want to learn about.
Well, give us something to talk about on the way home today.
All right.
In the meantime, enjoy the game. Gutierrez inbounds it. Ball goes up. Foul is called. And we'll be shooting free throws. And that's the third team foul on Northwest in this quarter. Isha Potts will take 2 shots. And the first one is good. She's made 3 out of 4.
6-0 run for Dodge City here in the third quarter.
Make it 7. Grizzlies' lead is down to 2 points. For some reason, there's cellophane on top of the basket at the east end of the floor here. Grizzlies need to do something about that. Lohman pulls it out.
And now Dodge City switches and plays man-to-man.
Richard to Navarrete for three, off the rim, no good. And there's a foul called. Let's see who they call it on. Tatum Steiner picks up her second for Dodge City. It's also the second team foul.
And that's 0 for 4 from the three-point arc in the third quarter for the Grizzlies.
Navarrete bounce pass to McKaylee Nave doesn't work. Good save, though, by Nave. Wow. Richard for three. Rainbow doesn't go. McKaylee Nave doesn't get the putback. And now we have another foul called. This one's probably going to be on Nave. It is.
And that's the fourth team foul already, and we haven't even played half of the third quarter. Not a good start for the Grizzlies this third quarter.
Grizzlies are not playing well in this quarter. Hannah Durler comes back in for Dodge.
Full court press.
Grizzlies trying to change it up here, putting some pressure on. On the far side. Into the paint it goes. Doesn't fall. And the Grizzlies get the rebound. Here comes McKaylee Nave giving it to Aaliyah Richards. She'll bring it across the timeline.
I like this Stubbs. She plays well at both ends of the floor. She's still playing a little high post, but not getting any help from her guards getting to her and cutting through the lane for her.
Into McKaylee Nave. Nave into the paint to Stubbs, and thank you very much. We're finally on the board. 23-19 Northwest. Steiner with it. Navarrete did everything but foul her to get the ball out. And that one gets thrown away, and that'll be over and back.
Yeah, that's over and back. She stepped on it. All right, well, let's see if the Grizzlies can turn it around now that they've got two on the board. And a really good pass down the central to
Wimberly
her.
And Patterson come back in for Northwest, replacing Richard and Navarrete. They're joined by Aubrey Lohman, McKaylee Nave, and Cameron Stubbs. Grizzlies with the ball. Patterson, the freshman, drives into the basket, gives it off to Stubbs. Stubbs puts it up. We can do that all day long, folks.
Yes,
let's do that all day long. Grizzlies' lead is 6 points.
Yeah, they don't need they don't need to rely on the three. They can beat Dodge City, and this man-to-man's working very well. We have a whistle and a timeout.
Timeout taken by Dodge City. That's a 30-second timeout, so we'll just keep it here.
So is this a tournament?
No.
It's
called the Challenge Series, and it actually started a number of years ago, Scott, when the Greater Wichita Athletic League, which is all the high schools in the city, and the Ark Valley Chisholm Trail League, which is all of the suburban high schools in the metro area, decided one weekend to play each other.
Okay.
They seeded by how they were doing at the time. The games were played at Koch Arena at Wichita State. And 2 years ago, Wichita State withdrew from the program because it wasn't financially feasible for them. So now it's kind of an in limbo thing. We're not exactly sure where it's going to end up, but now they're playing the challenge games at schools, and this year the City League is hosting them.
Okay.
And Dodge City folks came in this morning.
Oh, great. Good call. You got her out of bounds before the steal. The steal was nice, but out of bounds, another turnover. And now the worm has turned to the Grizzlies. They've scored the last four.
Ooh, that was close. Patterson with it on the far side. Man-to-man being played now by Dodge City. And a timeout been taken by Christina Commons and the Grizzlies. And is it a full timeout? No, it's a 30-second, so we'll keep it here, and I'll finish what I was talking about.
So now it's interesting that Wichita dropped this for financial reasons because they get out of the Missouri Valley for financial reasons, and it was a good move for them because that conference is loaded, with television revenue. So That's when they say
they got out of the valley to get more revenue.
No, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
And then they dropped this. They said it wasn't financially feasible.
And well, the real bad part about it is that some of these girls will end up playing at Wichita State.
Wow.
And, to have them play there in high school is such a great recruiting tool for the university. Patterson's 3 misses, rebounded by Hallman.
That's 0 for 6 for the Grizzlies.
There's another one by Lohman. Yes! Aubrey Lohman for 3, and the Grizzlies lead by 9.
1 for 7, but finally they hit.
Anyway,
ooh. Boy,
the series at Wichita State is over, and they're trying to figure out what to do. And I wouldn't be a bit surprised if they end up playing the same type of thing that they did at Wichita State at Hartman Arena, which is an arena north of town that seats about 5,000 people.
That would be a good venue.
That would be a great venue for this. Lembright trying to inbound. There she goes. She gets it in to Steiner. Now Gutierrez puts one up and counted. Nice run by Gutierrez to get in there.
Grizzlies still using man-to-man defense. I thought they would switch up a zone now that they got a run going. And it's ironic is because Dodge City changed to man-to-man after starting with a zone.
Patterson in the paint, gives it to Hallman, back out to Lohman, now over to Honey Tate, who just came into the game, and Honey Tate traveled with it, so
that was a good
it'll
call.
turn over. Grizzlies by 7, 1:46 to go, third quarter. Leah Richards going to come back in now, and she'll probably replace Aubrey Lohman. Freshman will take a seat.
This is a nice facility. I'm really impressed with this facility for games.
It is a great facility. It's a great facility for doing what we're doing as well. There's a 15-footer that misses, and nice rebound by Patterson. Over on the far side, Aaliyah Richard brings it down, sends it back out to Carissa Patterson. Patterson spin move, gives it back to Richard. Richard thought about a 3. Now she'll drive, put it up from 10 feet.
And that'll count.
Nice play by Aaliyah Richard, and she gets a foul as well. She'll go to the line and shoot 1.
Well, Dodge City's coaching can't be too happy after starting this third quarter the way they did, and now they've just gone into their shell, and the three-point play is good.
Leah Richard finishes it off. The Grizzlies up by 10. That's their biggest lead of the game. And Patterson reached in and got nailed for a foul.
Coach Commons can't be too happy about that. That gets the team foul up to 5, and don't want to put Dodge City too early in the bonus in the fourth quarter.
We don't have bonus in Kansas anymore.
My
they are now over the limit. It'll be a 2-shot foul. Any 5 or more in a quarter, it's 2 shots.
Really?
Yeah. Best rule change I've ever seen.
It is. That is a good rule change.
Gutierrez makes them both 31-23, 1:13 to go in the third. Hallman gives it off. Patterson put it up. It's blocked. Loose on the floor. Who's going to get it? And Dodge City comes away with it. That's Potts with it. And Potts will be called for a charge. And all I can say is Potts got her money's worth.
That's the old odd man rush. 3 on 2. And Dodge City couldn't convert.
Third foul on Potts. 4th foul on Dodge City. So for the remainder of this quarter, which has 54 seconds to go, every foul will result in 2 shots. Hallman underneath to Wimberly. Wimberly couldn't find the handle. And we have a foul called. Foul's being charged to Bogner. That's her third. And going to the line is Carly Wimberly, as Dodge City is now over the limit. She'll shoot a pair. First one is up. Good. Oops. Thank you. Scoreboard operator made a mistake. That's why I oopsed. Wimberly will have one more here. And she makes them both. Grizzlies by 10 again. Less than a minute to go. Lembright under some pressure. So is Gutierrez. Now she gets around it and gets it across the timeline. Double teamed by Patterson and Wimberly. Somebody's open somewhere, and there it is right there. Lembright feeds it in. They missed an easy put in.
Oh, that.
And we're going to have free throws going here with 23 to go.
Coach Snodgrass applauded because now they can score points with a clock stop after the easy bunny layup was missed, and they need every point they can.
And she misses the first one. That's Hannah Durler at the line.
And can you believe this? Looks like the Grizzlies are going to expand their lead after starting out poorly in this quarter.
And she makes 1 out of 2. Yeah, it seems like that 4-minute stretch where we didn't score is...
and that free throw was brought to you by the First National Bank. Those bank free throws, always valuable. Save them up. You never know when you need it.
Aaliyah Richard gets around Gutierrez, dishes it off. Patterson with it, puts it up. Get in there. It doesn't go. Rebound. Doesn't go either. And Dodge comes away with it. 5 seconds to go. Lembright puts up a prayer, and this one doesn't go, and that's the way the quarter will end. At the end of 3 quarters of play, it's Northwest 33 and Dodge City 24. We'll be back with the fourth quarter after this. You're watching NWHS Grizz, and this is Grizzly Basketball. Back for the start of the fourth quarter. Northwest will inbound to begin play, and they'll do so with a 9-point lead. With Scott Simon, Kevin Arkin with you, Bailey Ide, and Esther Brassfield, our production crew today, and we are very grateful to both of them, doing a great job over there. And Richard will get things going for Northwest. Patterson, she tried to feed it back to Richard. It's intercepted by Lehmeyer. There's one blocked by Patterson. Goes out of play, unfortunately, for the Grizzlies. It will
First time they tried to execute the high post offense in this half, and they muffed the pass. But that was a good execution. They connect that. That's an easy 2-point layup.
You got it. Hallman picks the pocket of Potts, and Grizzlies didn't get the ball, made no difference. The 3-pointer misses, and Aaliyah Richard gets the rebound all the way down to Patterson in the corner. Patterson sends it across to Wimberly. Wimberly from 15 feet, short, rebounded by Hallman. Back out to Wimberly it goes. Aaliyah Richard drives off the glass. Yes, count it. And the Grizzlies by 11.
There we go. Easy 2-point layup. Missed the 3. They're 1 for 8, and yet they're still up by 11.
And a 5-second call against Dodge City will give Northwest the ball back.
Dodge City needs to call a timeout. They need to regroup.
Yeah. I thought that was a pretty short 5 myself.
Yeah, that was pretty quick.
Honey Tate puts it up. Yes! The newcomer scores. Beautiful play. And the Grizzlies up by 13. Gutierrez down for Dodge City. Pulls it back out. Gives it to Lembright. Lembright to Steiner. Over on the far side. Lembright gives it to Gutierrez into the paint to Potts, and Potts lays it in. That's a nice play by Dodge City.
Yep, Dodge City, when they execute, they've got the players, but they're not executing, and the Grizzlies finally they're just wearing them down.
There's a 3-point bomb by Aaliyah Richard.
Well, she got some air underneath that. That was good.
40-26, 6 minutes to go. Grizzlies. Lembright off the heel, no good. Rebounded by Wimberly. And a jump ball, believe it or not, Scott, this is the first jump ball of the game and my first opportunity to say that the Grizzlies will get it. On the jump ball, arguably the dumbest rule in all of sports.
Yeah, I missed the jump balls at the start of the second half.
I miss the jump balls when they're jump balls.
Yeah. Oh, there we go again.
Count the basket and a foul.
But on the Grizzlies side, time is running out for Dodge City.
A lot of time left. 6 minutes is a lot of time.
Well, there is if you can hit your threes. But they're scoring.
Potts has got a chance to get it down to 11, and she does so.
But Dodge City is scoring low. And so the Grizzlies just take the air out of the ball.
Navarrete tried to pass it to Richard. It was intercepted. Here comes Dodge back. And like I said, this game is not over. Lembright has it, gives it away to Steiner. And back to Gutierrez in the paint to Potts, and Potts is fouled by Stubbs. It's the second team foul on Northwest in this quarter. Lembright will inbound. Under the basket, Potts gets an easy lay, and they left her wide open. And we're back to single digits, 40-31.
That's 3 straight baskets within 3 feet by Dodge City. Oh, good call. Foul 15, Dodge City.
McKaylee Nave will come in for Northwest, replacing Honey Tate.
Steiner was doing a little bulldozing there on the defense. Got caught.
And a long one from Navarrete misses. She'll get it back. Oh boy, that threw it into double coverage, to quote a phrase, and Dodge City comes away with it. Steiner with it in the paint. Underneath the Potts. Potts missed a lay-in.
Oh, my.
Oh, what a break that was.
That was a break because the Grizzlies have committed 3 straight turnovers off of errant passes.
Lohman, who's been kind of quiet in this half, gets fouled. And the foul is going to be on Gutierrez. That's her first. Each team with 2 team fouls here in the fourth quarter. 4:30 to go. Nave over to Lohman. Lohman will pull it out. And a 2-3 zone being employed here by Dodge City. Lohman puts up a 3 off the heel, no good. Rebounded by Steiner. And Potts will bring it down herself. Sends it back out, a 3-pointer misses. The rebound loose. Picked off again by Bogner. Another rainbow misses. And finally, Potts lays it in.
Offense.
Oh, a charge on Potts, no basket.
That's a good call. She forced off with the left hand. Even before she made the turn. She forced off. That was a really good call. Because that could have been, a lot of officials would have called that they would have called that a defensive foul.
Potts comes out with her 4 fouls.
And she's so good. She doesn't need to force with the hand. She can pivot. She can pivot move.
I agree with you. Yeah, I still think she's their best player.
Oh, she is.
Richard puts it up. Good. Grizzlies by 11. That one goes out of play. Turn it over to Northwest.
Well, Dodge City, the only thing they can do now is fast break, run like you know what. The rest, that's their only chance. With Potts on the bench, as ESPN would say, their percentage chance of winning very low, and they commit a foul.
Foul that time on Tatum Steiner. Sasha Reed comes back into the game, replacing Stubbs. Stubbs did a great job in there. Gutierrez now has 4 fouls. So Dodge City has 2 players with 4.
And the Grizzlies will be shooting 2 shots with every foul from now on.
That is correct.
Now that I know the rule.
Dodge City is over the limit. Richard on the far side. Drives off the glass, good. Grizzlies by 13 with 3 to go. Gutierrez brings it down with some token pressure by Lohman. That one almost got thrown away, but Dodge continues to maintain possession. Gutierrez still has it. Steiner missed. First one, gets her own rebound, misses the second one. Lembright has it, sends it back out to Gutierrez. And now we have a timeout being taken by Dodge City, and I'm willing to bet you, yes, this is a full timeout, and we're going to take it with them. 44-31, Grizzlies lead. We'll be back. This is Grizzly basketball. At Northwest coming out of the timeout, 2:25 remaining. Grizzlies lead 44-31, and they have the possession arrow. And Dodge City is over the limit on fouls. That could come into play later. Dodge City, in the meantime, will inbound. Lembright gives it to Potts, who's back in the game. Over to Gutierrez. And another whistle.
Yep, shifted her feet. Good call.
And it'll turn it over to Northwest.
Well, with this game just about in the bag, let's preview the Lady Grizzly.
That's easy for you to say.
Well, for their next game. Their next game is?
Their next game is next year.
Okay.
This is their last game of the year. McKaylee Nave misses, rebounded by Lohman. And the Grizzlies maintain possession. And the Grizzlies about to make a line change here. They're going to sub out everybody. Aaliyah Richard again with it. And Navarrete gives it to Reed. Sasha Reed. Back to Richard for three. Off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Navarrete to Reed off the glass. Yes. Sasha Reed makes it 46-31 with 90 seconds to go. Potts with it for Dodge.
Going to be on the Grizzlies.
McKaylee Nave got nailed for a foul, and now here comes the line change. Patterson, Wimberly, Hallman, and Tate, Honey Tate, the fourth person coming in on that exchange. Gutierrez for three, count it. 46-34 with 1 minute to go.
You were saying about lots of time? Now not lots of time.
There's another foul. That one's going to be on Hallman.
Even with a steal, not enough time.
No. Grizzlies should be able to take this under control. Gutierrez will get two shots, though, and both teams now over the limit. And the first one misses. That thing did everything but fall through. She'll get one more here. By the way, that was Hallman's second foul, so she's not in any danger. And 1 out of 2, 46-35, 55 to go. Reed on the far side, and a foul is called. And we're going to be shooting free throws now. So on Steiner, that's her fourth. She's the third person on the Dodge City squad to have 4 fouls here. Sasha Reed will shoot a pair. First one is good.
So what will the Grizzlies' record be with the win?
They will be 2-4.
A much-needed win.
Is that right?
A much-needed win.
I think 2-4. I think that's correct. Yeah, they needed a win. That ball goes out of play, but it was knocked out by Northwest. It'll be a inbound play for Lembright of Dodge City. Hallman intercepted that one, but Lembright gets it back, puts up a three, no good. Rebounded by Honey Tate. Tate to Hallman. Back to Tate. 15 to go. Grizzlies are going to win this one. Wimberly can't make it go. Goes out of play, and it will stay with Northwest. 8 seconds on the clock. Patterson's three-pointer is blocked. Nice save, but it goes right to Dodge City with 3 seconds on the clock. This will be the last shot, and that's it. Final score of the girls' varsity game. Northwest 48, Dodge City 35. We'll be back to wrap this up in 60 seconds. Stay with us. You're watching NWHS Grizz, and this is Grizzly Basketball. Okay, what you're missing here, folks, is we thought the game was over. They put 0.3 of a second on the clock, and they've got Gutierrez shooting free throws. She missed the first one and makes the second one. So the game's going to end 48-37, 36 rather. And now it's final. 48-36, the final score. We'll keep it right here. And Scott, what do you think of your first Grizzly game?
It has been a while since I was trying to think when the last time I did a prep game. I broadcast about 1,200 prep games in my career. The first one I've ever done in Kansas, and I like your Grizzlies when they don't launch threes. I think they have talent to where they can score low, just keep scoring low, and they're quick. They play good defense. They rattled Dodge City. Dodge City got back in the game a little bit, took them out of the game. That's a good sign.
Well, one of the things that the Grizzlies do not have, and the boys have the same problem, we're not blessed with a lot of height.
No.
The boys have speed and no height. So, I just did this wrong.
You made a mistake? Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, hard to believe, isn't it? Anyway, you did ask me at one point what the to look ahead to the next game, and I kind of dodged your question, and I wasn't intending to dodge it. Let's talk about their next game. Their next game for the girls will be on Friday night, January the 5th, when we come back from winter break. We will travel to Bishop Carroll High School to take on the Golden Eagles in a City League doubleheader, and we are on the air 5:40 with the girls' pregame show and Christina Commons on Friday, January the 5th. So that's what's coming up for them.
That's quite a break. Now, that's always the challenge for the coach.
Yeah.
How do you get these kids back into the loop with that much time off?
They will get some time. They have to take a week off.
Yeah.
But between Christmas and New Year's, they are allowed to practice. So they'll start practicing again.
But you lose that game rhythm.
Yeah, but everybody's in the same boat. That's the Acacia rule.
True.
So, I mean, there's nothing you can do about that because...
But then again, as if I'm the coach, I don't care about the visitors. I just care about how do I get my girls in the game rhythm when they haven't played. That's always the big challenge when you want to, especially with conferences. Is this your first conference game?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
No.
All right. Because some conferences don't start till after.
No, we play 90% of the games that basketball plays are in conference games.
Oh, okay.
They play every conference opponent twice. So then this was a non-conference game because it was a part of that challenge.
I figured that. At least I knew how far it is to Dodge City.
Yeah. It is a long ways to Dodge City.
That is.
And, to their credit, they have to travel everywhere. You know, the teams out in western Kansas, they have to do a lot of traveling just to play each other because they're so far away.
The one thing that I enjoyed in my career was, and I worked at KMBZ in Kansas City, and naturally I worked with Bob Davis, the longtime voice of the KU Jayhawks. And one day I sat with Bob, and we talked about his career before he came to Kansas City to do the Jayhawks. He worked out in Hayes for many years, and he did a lot of preps out there. And I asked him, I said, I don't know how you survive those bus trips with where you had to travel from Hayes. He goes, yeah, it got to be trying.
You get used to it. I've made a number of bus trips with these teams, and bus trips don't bother me at all. And I've been to Dodge. I've been to Garden City.
But the kids, kids are a little different than us.
They get used to it. They know that on a school night, when they get back on the bus, they'll eat a pizza, and then they'll go to sleep. They'll sleep all the way home.
Well,
because that's the only option. That's the only opportunity they have to do that.
Now, if they can sleep on a bus, good for them.
Yeah, they can do it. And the schools out in western Kansas, they don't use yellow buses.
No, I park next to
the Dodge City bus.
Yes,
they've all got buses like that.
Yeah, in fact, I was impressed. That must be owned by the school district because it had a school.
Yeah,
I said
those are owned by the district.
Well, good for them.
District pays because it's the only way they have to travel, and they can't travel on a yellow like that all the time. So
someday it may be a plane.
Yep. We're going to send this to Andy Hill's pregame interview here in a minute, but before we do, one last thing, I think I'm allowed to say this now. I want to send a congratulations out to Christina Commons, the head coach of the Grizzlies basketball squad. I want to send out congratulations to her. She has been named the ladies' head soccer coach by the administration here at Northwest. That announcement made yesterday.
Oh, very nice.
And she will take over the program effective immediately. So we're pleased to be able to congratulate her, and I'm looking forward to working with her all spring. And of course, I've been working with her for 10 years.
Are you still calling soccer games as an official?
Yes, not as an official. We do them.
Oh, you just brought.
We're doing them on YouTube, and have been for 10 years now.
Okay, so
yeah.
Well, good. Then you wouldn't have a conflict of interest.
I have no conflict of interest.
We're in the black and white.
All righty, Scott and I will be back after our interview with head coach Andy Hill. So stay with us. He'll be with us in 60 seconds. You're watching NWHS Grizz, and this is Grizzly Basketball.
Hey, Grizzly Nation. This is Eric Hofer-Holdeman, your principal at Northwest High School. Did you know Grizzly Pride is the combined booster club and PTO here at Northwest? They support both athletics and academics. We're asking you to join Grizzly Pride this year. Due to these extraordinary times, Grizzly Pride doesn't have the same fundraising opportunities they normally have, and we need you to join and offer your donation to help Grizzly Pride out. Go to our Northwest webpage, join today. Go Grizzlies.
Our doubleheader continues now, and we're turning our attention to the boys varsity contest. And in between games, we're joined by our boys varsity head coach, Andy Hill. Coach, first of all, let's look back. Congratulations on a very good win against a very good Southeast team.
Thank you. Yeah, we played really well for most of that game, especially we got off to a fast start early. Built a big lead in the first quarter. I think our attention to detail was really good on just the way we want to play. And we talked with this team about, our need to play fast and to make the game fast because we're not the biggest team and we're never going to be the biggest team this year. So our strength is with our speed, with our athleticism, pressuring for 94 feet, getting out and running on offense and, attacking in transition and putting pressure on the opponent. And I think we did a good job of that, certainly for most of the game on Tuesday.
Glad to see Tayshawn Williams and Liam Calvert back in the lineup.
Yeah, that helps us a lot, just for a number of reasons. Obviously, both are very skilled and talented players, but it also just provides us a little bit of depth now that we didn't have before. So getting them back is huge. I think we'll see a little bit of an adjustment period, still kind of working them into the mix. one thing we've talked with our guys about, and with Tayshawn in particular, is he doesn't have to do as much for us this year as he did last year. Last year he averaged nearly 20 points a game, and we needed that from him. And almost having him out has been a little bit of a blessing in disguise for those couple games, because we've seen, what Eli Benning can do for us, and how he can, just how good he really is. And same thing for several other guys that have stepped up. So I think we've discovered that we've got a lot more balance maybe than we thought we might have this year. And having them back at full strength now just gives us even more to work with.
Great to have that depth from your bench, no matter who it is, because it gives you an opportunity to get more rest during the games, and it also provides you a little bit of insurance in case someone does get injured.
Yeah, it's critical, and our bench has been really good for us. You mentioned Liam already coming off the bench, and I think he scored 8 points. Jay Sean Dirting is another guy that provides us with some valuable minutes off the bench, and a guy who can come in and hit some shots, and he's solid. Franklin Ikwe is same thing. He started a couple games when Tayshawn was out, but getting him to be off the bench and kind of bring some energy defensively for us is big as well. So with the way that we want to play and kind of making it a full court game and a high energy game, we're going to need depth, and guys are going to have to be able to get a blow from time to time.
Let's turn our attention to the matter at hand. We have a City League contest tonight against the East High Blue Aces, and what do you know about that team coming in?
They are much improved from what they were last year. Probably, if you just look around the league, they've in this early part of the season have improved as much or more than anybody from last year to this year. It's not. I think they're 1-2, so record-wise, it's maybe not showing up for them yet. But they played Cape on Tuesday night and lost by 6, and it wasn't like a backdoor cover kind of game when they went on a run late. It was tight all the way throughout that game, and they're playing really well. They've got two players in particular that really make things happen for them. Number 10 and number 1 are kind of the guys that we've really got to focus our attention on and try and slow them down. It's not going to be easy, but if we can make the other guys beat us and not allow those two to go off, then I think we'll have a good chance.
Okay. We also in an unusual position. Of course, it's been a busy week. We've already had 3 games in the last 7 days, including tonight's, and then we come back now 18 hours from now. We got to play Dodge City tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. That's a unique situation that we don't have very often. Is back-to-backs. I think it's good though. I think it's good to be able to do that every once in a while, and gives you some experience of what you'll see with your midseason tournament. And if you're lucky enough to go to state, you'll have to play some back-to-backs. So hopefully we can play well tonight and get a win, and then on a quick turnaround get ready for a tough Dodge City team.
And Dodge City is coming in here as part of the Challenge series that we used to play it at Coke Arena, and now we play it in our own building and everything. But what can you tell us about that series and what it means for your team?
Yeah, it's kind of changed, and it's still, I think, in flux as far as what it's going to be. So, yeah, we used to play the AVCTL schools, the Derbies, the Mazes, the Maze Souths at Coke Arena, and it was kind of a big event feeling when you would go do that. Coke Arena became, I think, financially something that just wasn't going to work out anymore. And so what we've done the last couple years has kind of been sort of a stopgap measure, I think. I know that Coach Asmussen, our new City League AD, is really looking at trying to get that big event feel back moving forward. So, there's been talk of possibly like Hartman Arena, or something similar, and, trying to maybe get those AVCTL schools back involved, because I think that's the most natural rivalry. I mean, that's all the Wichita suburb schools against the city schools. That was a fun event, and not that it's not good to play, your Dodge cities or your Junction cities or Topeka schools or whatever. But hopefully we can get back to that kind of big event feeling, because it's fun for the kids and it's good exposure for the league.
And it's always a lot of fun to play in the big-time arenas. When playing in Coke as opposed to playing in our gym, the atmosphere is totally different. And, Hartman being a mid-sized arena, that would be a great fit for this.
I think so. Yeah, I think it would be a great fit. They mentioned trying to get it at like a Friends or a Newman, which, those gyms are nice too, but they're really no different than our facilities. But Hartman would be cool. Coke Arena was obviously great, but I understand if the money doesn't work, the money doesn't work. So,
Okay, well, you got to take them one at a time now. You got 2 in a row, so we'll wish you the best of luck tonight against the East High Blue Aces, and then again tomorrow afternoon when Dodge City comes in, the Red Demons come in. Let's get a couple wins.
All right, we'll try. Thanks, Kevin.
Head coach Andy Hill on our pregame show. Stay tuned. We're going to take a 60-second timeout, and then we'll be back with the starting lineup and the play-by-play of tonight's City League contest against the East High Blue Aces. You're watching NWHS Grizz, and this is Grizzly basketball.
Hey, man, you got up for football? Band class still needs you, man.
Kansas students have choices to do or not to do. The Kansas State High School Activities Association urges everyone to participate, because when activities stop, nobody wins.
What does it mean when people say America is a land of opportunity?
It means the power to discover,
to redefine yourself,
To improve yourself.
to challenge yourself.
To realize there's more in you
Than you ever knew.
that you could do.
Means giving people an open field to explore what they do best.
With the best tools,
The best training,
The best technology in the world.
We bring out the best in the people who serve.
so you can be all you can be.
There was a rights issue with this, too.
I said,
that I had to go through.
I told him, I said, Jim Bakken doesn't even get rights fees for the Billikens. He said, and you know what Woody Boyne said? He said, we're a better program than the St. Louis. At the time they were. All right. So now we got boys. All right, so I got...
Welcome back to Northwest. We are live. Scott Simon, Kevin Arkin with you. We're in between games. Have about 3 minutes to go before the introduction of players for the second varsity game. If you're just joining us, you missed a good one. The girls took it to the Dodge City Red Demons in a big way. And it was so big, I don't remember the score, and I forgot to write it. Do you remember the score?
57-46?
Something like that. We won by 9. I remembered that.
Yeah, see,
I think 57-46 is correct. But.
See, I'm the guest help, and the guest help doesn't write. I just do
well,
it in
I
my
don't write
head.
either because we're shorthanded. We're actually 2 people short on our crew today, so we're not keeping stats today.
Yes.
In fact, for the first quarter of the girls' game, you weren't here yet.
Finding good help.
I was alone.
Finding good help today is a challenge.
Well, it's hard. Yeah, it is. It's hard because all the kids are on winter break. And Esther and Bailey did tell me the other day that they would be here, but they got here they didn't get here till after the game started. So, a couple of good kids, and I'm glad to have them both.
Wow, looks like the girls' officials also the officials for the boys' game.
Yes, the same officials do both games.
Well, that doesn't surprise me because if anybody out there watching likes being an official, they should really look into taking the federation test and becoming official, because
I couldn't agree more. We're so short of officials.
Schools are having. I did PA for 2 football games using 4-man crews. I never thought I'd see that for a varsity game. Now a JV game, yeah, but a varsity game.
We've had the same problem. We just don't have enough officials here, and
so you folks watching out there, sign up. Kevin was a soccer official. Yours truly was a certified football and basketball official, and hockey. But that's not a.
We don't have hockey here in Kansas.
Yeah, but
that's something we have not done that.
All right, we're just about set for game time here.
And we're getting set for the introduction of the starting lineups. Here are the starters, and we will go with Dodge City first. For Dodge City, a 6'3" senior forward, number 0, Toshi Okoro. 5'11" junior guard, Jaden Springer, number 2. Number 4 is a 6'1" senior forward, Graydon Gamblin. 5'10" sophomore guard, Ty Sheck wears number 10. And rounding out the top 5, number 13, Anthony Perez, a 6'2" junior forward. Head coach for the Demons is Shane Tauber, assisted by Taylor Dean, Terrence Williams, Eric McWhirter, and Michael Thompson. Now, the starting lineup for your Wichita Northwest Grizzlies. A 5'9" senior guard, number 2, Tayshawn Williams. Sophomore guard, 5'11", number 4, Darian Hammond. At 6 foot, a junior guard, number 5, Eli Benning. 6'3", senior forward, number 11, Jerome Henderson. And rounding it out, a 6'2", senior forward, number 23, Jace Klasper. Head coach of the Grizzlies is Andy Hill. He's assisted by Kylan Hawkins, Gary Cooper, and Kevin Darr. Scott, let's go back to our spots, if we will, so I can give my seat back.
Okay. Now, what is the record for?
You guys can have your seats back.
What's the Grizzlies' record coming into this one?
They are 4-1 coming into play today.
Oh, so they got some momentum going
They're on
into
a 4-game winning streak. They lost their opener to Heights High badly here at Northwest. Heights High is the number 1 ranked team in 6A, so that, something to be said for that, but they have reeled off 4 in a row since.
How many classes are there in Kansas now?
6.
Wow.
Grizzlies in white, Demons are in red. Grizzlies will play from left to right here in the first half. Jace Klasper to tip it off for Northwest. Okaro for Dodge City, and the Grizzlies win the opening tip. Tayshawn Williams with it for Northwest. Gives it to Benning, back to Williams.
1-3-1 zone for Dodge City, starting out on defense.
Williams into the corner now for Benning. Benning back out, and it's intercepted there by Schreck. And the ball loose on the floor. They're going to call a foul here very quickly. And Grizzlies commit their first foul. It's Henderson guilty of the infraction for Northwest. With the ball, Springer for Dodge City. Okoro and lays it in. And Okoro is their big man. He's the guy we're going to have to watch today, Scott.
And Grizzlies open up in a man-to-man, so the guard play has to be good on defense to deny the pass in.
Williams will send it over to Benning on the near side. Back to Williams. Back to Benning. Benning looking for a way to break the zone defense of Dodge City. Williams doing the same thing, feeds it into Henderson. Back to Williams. He puts up a 3. It's way off the mark. Missed everything. It will stay with Northwest. 1 minute in.
Just put 2 points on the
Demons lead 2-0.
Just put 2 points on the board early. Don't sit there and try to win the game.
Here's a 3-point attempt by Williams. He missed again, same way left.
Oh, boy.
And bringing the ball down the floor is Jaden Springer. He gives it off to Anthony Perez. Perez across the timeline. His pass is blocked by Glasper and picked off by Hammond. Hammond lays it in. There we go, and we're tied. That's what we're looking for.
2 points from 2 feet always look good.
Springer with it for Dodge City. Sends it across the way to Schreck. And Okoro loses it. Williams feeds one to Henderson, he missed the lay-in. He was hammered, that's why. Normally, you can take that one to the bank.
I like the Grizzlies' man-to-man defense. They match up, but they help and they switch. And it worked there. Didn't get the 2 points, but maybe they can get it here at the free throw line.
Henderson gets one, and the Grizzlies take the lead. He'll go to the line here one more time. And he makes them both. Grizzlies lead 4-2. Springer gives it off, and some pressure being put on by Northwest. Perez in trouble.
Some help.
They try to get rid of it. They do. Get it across the timeline. Springer down here in the corner now. Has Benning draped all over him. And Springer will pull it back out. And a foul call. That's going to be on Benning, I'll bet. Yepers.
So Andy Hill opens up with a little pressure, a little matchup on the pressure to see how Dodge City can handle the ball early. And they've already committed one turnover.
Here's Springer giving it off to Gamblin. That one goes out of play. Last touched by Benning. It'll stay with Dodge City.
And what's Dodge City's record coming in?
I have no idea.
Oh.
We knew nothing about either one of these teams before today. Wow. We had absolutely no. We had games here last night, Scott. So
all right.
We did all our game prep this week. Oh, there's a steal by Hammond. Go up there and dunk it. Oh, he missed.
Oh, come on.
Williams couldn't get anything going. That was unfortunate. I'm not a big fan of the dunk at high school, and the reason is it's still only worth 2 points. There's a two-pointer by Gamblin, and we're tied at 4.
I'll talk about that dunk here when we have a break in the action.
And it goes to Henderson. Henderson from 8 feet misses. He missed everything. Springer for, Springer for Dodge City. Gamblin. Over to Okoro.
Wow, nice spin move there.
It was a good spin move, and now the Grizzlies trail by 2, and Northwest, I think, took a timeout. They did. All right, you got the floor. What were you gonna?
Well, I'm here in town with my SIU Salukis, and many years ago, when I was their broadcaster, I befriended their assistant coach Herman Williams, who one of the best recruiters around. And we would go and. Later, I was a JUCO broadcaster, and he was an assistant for them. And so we would go to high school games before the JUCO game. And he would look at the high school kids, and he would see them do things like this in markets where they play basketball way above the rim. And the guy who missed the dunk, he switched hands, and Herman would say, I like this kid. He switches hands, but I'm going to tell him something after the game. He said, son, you switch hands great. That's a D1 move. Not making the 2 points is a D3 move.
Benning with it for Northwest, gives it to Henderson. Franklin EQ came into the game just a moment ago, and he throws one that
he was thinking about shooting the ball before he had it in his hands.
Yeah. Glasper couldn't handle it. Here comes Ty Scheck with it. Over to Springer on the far side, the quarterback of this offense. To Okoro, and now deep in the Near side to Sheck. Here's a three-point attempt off the heel, no good. Put back out of bounds. It'll stay with Dodge City. 3:52 left, first quarter. Grizzlies trail 6-4.
Well, steal.
Benning to Henderson, lays it in. That's what we want.
Third Dodge City turnover.
Niku almost got himself one as well.
Oh, that's a travel.
There's a three-pointer that rims out, rebounded by Glasper. Glasper bounces one off a Demon, and it will stay with Northwest.
Dodge City couldn't convert on the break there, and
Henderson comes out, and he's replaced by number 15, Liam Calvert, the 6'2" junior forward. Looked really good in his first full game action last night, coming back off his injury. Grizzlies cough it up here. It'll be a Dodge City ball. Tied at 6.
3 turnovers for each team early.
Sheck has it, top of the key, gives it off, short on the three-point attempt. Tayshawn Williams gets the rebound, and he'll send it down to Benning. Benning, EQ for 3, and it rims off, no good. Rebounded by Okoro. Okoro gives it to Sheck. Here's Benning with it.
Oh,
put it up, yes, count it. 8-6 Grizzlies. That was a late call.
Yeah, well, he left his feet, made contact. You leave your feet, not good things happen.
No, you're right. Hammond comes back in. Eli Benning takes the seat for Northwest. Springer gives it now to Diaz. Jonathan Bone has it for a moment, now in the corner. Sending it back out. Here's a three-point attempt that missed everything, and it'll turn over to Northwest. Henderson will come back in for the Grizzlies, replacing Williams.
I've always contended at statistical meetings that an air ball from a 3 should be considered a turnover. When you airball a 3 and give the ball to the other team like that, that's...
Well, it is a turnover, but it's also a missed shot.
Yeah, but, I mean, Dodge City, they have 6 points and they have 5 turnovers.
Oh, Calvert has one picked off.
And the Grizzlies have 4 turnovers. Almost have more turnovers
than foul
points.
That's going to be charged to Calvert.
They almost have more turnovers than points. These teams need to settle down, set up the offense, both ways. This may be a game of attrition. Players may be panting and dying the way they're running out there.
There's a long 3 by Schreck that misses. Okoro on the rebound, puts it up and count it. And we're tied at 8. 90 seconds to go, first quarter. Tied at 8. Grizzlies over the limit. Glasper had one poked back into his face. And stepping on the sideline, we'll turn it over to the Grizzlies. Williams back in. He'll replace Glasper. Glasper will have a seat. And Jace Glasper, who will be playing football next year at Missouri Western.
In Joplin, where I was just at. They're in Joplin, right?
No, Missouri Western's in St. Joe.
Oh.
Missouri Southern is in Joplin.
That's right, okay. Well, I'll tell you what.
Williams in the paint, puts it up, and it's blocked, but he's fouled at the same time. He'll go to the line and shoot two.
I need to go back to geography school.
Okoro guilty of the infraction. That's his first. Only the second team foul on Dodge City here in the quarter.
Only 2 fouls, but 6 turnovers for Dodge City. 6.
Williams' first one is good, and the Grizzlies lead again. Jay-Sean Dirting will come in for Northwest, and he will replace Franklin EQ. Ty Sheck comes back in for Dodge. He will replace Jonathan Bone. Sheck has the ball for Dodge. And bringing it up now is Springer. Less than a minute to go in the quarter. That'll be an over and back at worst, but here's Tayshawn Williams getting the ball, and he'll put it up himself. Grizzlies with a 4-point lead. Okoro and Springer. Ooh, that bounced and fell. Last second shot time, I'm sure, for Northwest. 13 to go in the quarter. Hammond will pull it out, send it over to Williams. Williams puts up a three, no good. Calvert underneath,
nope,
that will not count, didn't go in anyway, and we're at the end of the first quarter. At the end of one, it's Northwest 12, Dodge City 10. We'll be back with the second quarter after this 1 minute timeout. You're watching NWHS Grizz, and this is Grizzly basketball.
Hey Grizzly Nation, this is Eric Hofer Holdeman, your principal at Northwest High School. Did you know Grizzly Pride is the combined booster club and PTO here at Northwest? They support both athletics and academics. We're asking you to join Grizzly Pride this year. Due to these extraordinary times, Grizzly Pride doesn't have the same fundraising opportunities they normally have, and we need you to join and offer your donation to help Grizzly Pride out. Go to our Northwest webpage, join today. Go Grizzlies.
Back at Northwest, just starting the second quarter. Dodge City had the ball first, and this is their first possession. There's a three-point bomb, and yes, count it. Wow. Diaz gives Dodge City the lead, 13-12. Williams into the corner to Dirting. Dirting back out now to Hammond. Hammond over to Williams again. Clasper back to Williams. Spin move. Williams puts it up, doesn't go. Rebounded by Dodge. Good rebound that time by Perez. And Okoro couldn't get it, but the putback is good. And Grizzlies find themselves down by 3. They led by 4 with less than a minute to go in the first quarter. Now we have a foul called.
Now, before we went back on, I was looking at Dirting playing defense against a Dodge City point guard, Springer.
You don't have their roster?
I don't have their roster.
I gave you one. What'd you do with it?
I don't have it. I just have the
Well, that's because you laid it on the table.
Oh, sorry about that. But anyway, these guys were hand-checking these other ferociously. Already, these two guys are into it, not liking each other. Let's keep an eye on that 2-12 matchup.
Okay. Benning with it for Northwest, gives it to Hammond, back to Benning. Benning drives
that
into
should
the
have been
paint, and they called it. It's a charge on.
Yeah.
You were right, and that was probably the easiest call of the night.
The bulldozer.
Bulldozer, and unfortunately, that's Benning's third foul.
Oh, oops.
So he will come out, and Franklin EQ will come back in for Northwest.
And not the thing to do when you're down by 3 and you're trying to get your feet committed in this game. Right now, the Grizzlies, their transitions kind of shake.
They have a conversation going on at the scorer's table. That's the reason for the delay. And Dave Dennis is explaining something to the official. Now the officials are going to huddle.
They're not going to call a flagrant. I mean, it wasn't
They don't
flagrant.
have flagrant in the high school.
They don't have. Well, they don't.
No.
Well, I mean, if it's
they shouldn't have it in college either. It's stupid.
If he didn't, if he had the elbow above the neck, but what's?
Well, they're talking about something down there, Scott.
That's one advantage about broadcasting on the floor when you can hear the official.
Yeah, I'm not sure I want to hear the officials.
I don't. Some coaches I don't want to hear from.
I prefer being up here.
It is. You get a good view of the game.
Yeah, you get a great view. Yeah. Okay, after all that, nothing happens. So, inbounded, and there's a loose ball picked off by EQ. EQ into the corner. Back out to EQ, now over to Hammond, over to this side to Dirting. And Dirting has that one. Well, I thought that was deflected out of bounds. Evidently not.
And so for those of you keeping score at home, the turnover count now is Dodge City 8, Grizzlies 7.
Here's an easy one for EQ to lay. Oh, and it's blocked. And Dodge comes away with it. Unbelievable. Wow, that was a good play. I mean, got to give the defenders a lot of credit there. Finishing it off is Gamblin. And the Grizzlies find themselves down by 5. There's an air ball and then a foul called. Yeah, I'll bet it's on Dirting. Yep, it's on Dirting. That's his first. Second team foul.
Kevin, if you and I were coaching, we'd say something we used to say a lot years ago. Slow it down.
Yeah.
Both teams need to slow it down. That just no.
Northwest game style is.
Oh, nice pick there. No foul, and that's a good call. That's a good non-call there.
Into the corner and a travel. Yep.
And that's the 10th turnover for. That was a nice pick there. This has been a physical game too.
It has been. It has been. We're going to buy Scott a calculator at halftime.
You know, doing a lot of radio play-by-play solo, I just had to teach myself. Oh, here we go.
And a turnover by Northwest. We'll give it back to Dodge City.
Turnover counts now 10-10.
Pretty sloppily played.
I have
first
not.
half.
Yeah, that's.
I think we can safely say that. Springer for 3, off the rim, no good. Putback doesn't make it either, and it's rebounded by Glasper. And now the Grizzlies with a chance maybe to cut into this lead, which is currently 5 points.
Oh, my.
Long rainbow by Tayshawn Williams doesn't go. You put it in from 10 feet, that doesn't go either. Rims out. And the Grizzlies can't find the bucket. Springer down the floor. There's a three-point attempt that misses everything. And now a whistle and a charge called on EQ, I think.
Was there a race? Was there a racing form on sale in the lobby? I mean, I'm trying to bet the win, place, and show here on each team. It's like, gee whiz.
It is a track meet out there tonight. On the floor for Northwest, Jace Glasper, Darian Hammond, Tayshawn Williams, Jerome Henderson, and Franklin EQ. That's the 5 on the floor for Northwest here in the second quarter. There's a lay-in that misses and swept off the boards by Glasper. Glasper again. Sends it wide and over here to Hammond. Whoops. Grizzlies almost threw it away. Nice save, but unfortunately nobody there to get it. And it's going to result in Springer getting an easy lay-in. And Northwest is taking a timeout, and they need to.
Well, Coach Hill needs to really get into these kids' heads.
A full timeout being taken by Northwest. We're going to take it with them. 19-12. Grizzlies down by a touchdown. We'll be back. This is Grizzly basketball.
Hey, Grizzly Nation. This is Eric Hofer-Holdeman, your principal at Northwest High School. Did you know Grizzly Pride is the combined booster club and PTO here at Northwest? They support both athletics and academics. We're asking you to join Grizzly Pride this year. Due to these extraordinary times, Grizzly Pride doesn't have the same fundraising opportunities they normally have, and we need you to join and offer your donation to help Grizzly Pride out. Go to our Northwest webpage, join today. Go Grizzlies.
Go ahead and remove that. Back at Northwest High, coming out of the timeout. Grizzlies down by 7. 3:56 to go in the first half. And they have the ball. It'll be Tayshawn Williams bringing it down the floor, and Hammond back to Williams, and Williams puts up a 3, off misses, and it's rebounded by Dodge City, and Northwest is not getting any second chances here.
Palm the ball there, but a turnover.
There's another turnover.
12.
And a foul called right after the turnover.
Now it's kind of interesting. Dodge City came out and didn't press. No, they had a 1-point press, but relaxed. And I think maybe that's the way he's telling his kid, hey, let's not pressure them so we get pressured and then we all end up running up and down, making mistakes. See, now it's a lot more relaxed. In fact, they've gone back to a 1-3-1 after they've been playing a matchup man.
Grizzlies with the ball. Glassberg gives it to EQ.
Actually, it's a 2-3 zone for Dodge City.
In the corner to Hammond. Hammond, he put up a 50-50 ball. We got lucky that time.
2-3 zone, and the Grizzlies don't have a postman low.
Foul's going to be charged to Springer.
So it'll be interesting.
And that's his third.
It'll be interesting to see how the Grizzlies are going to break this 2-3, not using a strong side post. Even a high side post would be fine.
Springer takes a seat. That doesn't bother me in the least. Williams has it for Northwest. Puts it up short. Rebound to AQ. He missed it. And finally coming away with it is Claudio Diaz of Dodge City, and the Grizzlies don't score. They still trail by 7. Loose ball on the floor. Into the corner. Three-pointer misses. Who's got the rebound? EQ's fighting for it. Finally coming away with it is Henderson.
That's where the tip drill comes in handy from practice.
Yep. Williams thought about another 3. excuse me. Hammond back to Williams.
He wanted to shoot.
Williams puts it up long and off the heel, and now we have a timeout being taken, I believe, by Dodge.
I think he just wants to give his kids a breather. They're actually in control.
A lot of timeouts being taken. Oh, that's the first one. It is a full timeout. We're going to take it with them. 2:05 remaining. Grizzlies trail 19-12. Back in 60 seconds. This is Grizzly basketball.
Hey, Grizzly Nation. This is Eric Hofer Holdeman, your principal at Northwest High School. Did you know Grizzly Pride is the combined booster club and PTO here at Northwest? They support both athletics and academics. We're asking you to join Grizzly Pride this year. Due to these extraordinary times, Grizzly Pride doesn't have the same fundraising opportunities they normally have, and we need you to join and offer your donation to help Grizzly Pride out. Go to our Northwest webpage, join today. Go Grizzlies.
Yeah, Dale, yeah.
Back at Northwest, 2:05 to go, first half.
Well, I must say, Kevin, looking at this Grizzly team, this has got to be the worst first half they've had this year.
Well, I mean, they're not playing very well. Neither team is playing very well, quite honestly. I think we're playing less well.
Yeah.
If there's such a thing. There's a rebound by the Grizzlies. Down to Glasper. Glasper up off the glass, doesn't go. Rebounded by Perez for Dodge City. Sheck manages to get rid of it. They bring it across the timeline. Over here on the near side is Sheck again. Perez to Sheck. Sheck in the paint. Dishes it off. Here's a three-point attempt off the rim. No good. Out of play. That should be Dodge City's ball, and it is.
.110. If you're the Grizzlies, you need a stop, and you need 2 points, and you need another stop.
We haven't scored in a while.
Yeah.
It has been a while.
Yeah,
Sheck with it, spin move, up off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Glasper.
Nobody can make a shot.
And Hammond comes away with it. Here come the Grizzlies, 4-on-5. Williams takes the pass from Hammond, pulls it back out, and they're going to play for one shot. Maybe. There's one that's short, misses everything. Loose ball on the floor, and Glasper dives on it. And that will be, what are you calling? That is a jump ball. And on the jump ball, it will go to the Grizzlies. Of course, the jump ball arguably being the dumbest rule in all of sports. Grizzlies will get it, though, with 31 to go. Trying to cut into a 7-point lead.
Let's see if they have the discipline to play for that last shot.
Henderson to Glasper.
Travel.
He did. He walked with it. And,
they
called the foul first.
Ooh.
Dodge City coach was not happy with that.
Good break for the Grizzlies there. I was going to say he took enough steps there. I was about ready looking for the first down call.
Yeah, that's right. Inbounded to Hammond. 20 seconds to go. Glasper puts it up short, gets his own rebound, puts it up, doesn't go. Saves it. Good job by Glasper. Henderson with it. Henderson, yes! And a foul! Oh, it's about time.
Well, they played for the last shot, not the way I would do it, but.
Henderson with a chance for a three-point play that would cut it to 4. And he makes it.
Best break they got to get 3 points with the clock stopped less than 10 seconds ago. Because it could have been an ugly halftime show.
It could have been. It could have been a mess.
Yeah.
That one goes out of bounds, and that'll do it.
Nope.
Oh, look at that. 1/10 of a second on the clock.
Yep.
Tayshawn Williams will go to the restroom to retrieve the ball.
Well, the way these teams are shot, the ball should be in the restroom.
And that will do it.
It won't count. It will not count.
No, it will not count. Too bad.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it is too bad.
Kevin, that's one that you need to trap and put on social media.
Go.
That's a social media shot there.
Halftime of the boys' game. It's 19-15, Dodge City over Northwest. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Stay with us. You're watching NWHS Grizz, and this is Grizzly Basketball.
Hey Grizzly Nation, this is Eric Hofer Holdeman, your principal at Northwest High School. Did you know Grizzly Pride is the combined booster club and PTO here at Northwest? They support both athletics and academics. We're asking you to join Grizzly Pride this year. Due to these extraordinary times, Grizzly Pride doesn't have the same fundraising opportunities they normally have, and we need you to join and offer your donation to help Grizzly Pride out. Go to our Northwest webpage, join today. Go Grizzlies.
Our doubleheader continues now, and we're turning our attention to the boys varsity contest. And in between games, we're joined by our boys. And then you got to remove it to make it go away. Otherwise, it'll keep popping back up, see? So that happens. You ran this one, right? We'll run this one. We're going to take one more timeout, and then we're going to give you 7 minutes of Silent Sunday. We'll be back.
What does it mean when people say America is a land of opportunity?
It means the power to discover,
to redefine yourself,
to improve yourself,
to challenge yourself,
to realize there's more in you
than you ever knew
that you could do.
It means giving people an open field to explore what they do best.
With the best tools,
the best training,
the best technology in the world.
We bring out the best in the people who serve.
So you can be all you can be.
What does it mean when people say America is a land of opportunity?
It means the power to discover,
to redefine yourself,
To improve yourself.
to challenge yourself,
To realize there's more in you
Than you ever knew.
that you could do.
Means giving people an open field to explore what they do best.
With the best tools,
The best training.
The best technology in the world.
We bring out the best in the people who serve.
So you can be all you can be.
And we welcome you back to, welcome back to Northwest with Scott Simon and
Yes,
Esther Brassfield.
put a quarter in
Bailey
the
Hyde.
slot, and
we are
the
all
audio
ready to go
works.
here for the third quarter.
So what did the coaches say at halftime?
Play better. I think both coaches could have said that. This was not a not a well-played first half by any means.
No. Turnover count, Dodge City 13, Grizzlies 12.
Not good.
No.
That's a lot of turnovers, folks.
Yeah, almost as many points.
Yeah.
19 to 15 Demons on top of the Grizzlies.
Dodge City will inbound to start the third quarter. On the floor for the Grizzlies, Darian Hammond, number 4. Number 5, Eli Benning. Number 11, Jerome Henderson. Number 2, Tayshawn Williams. And who did I leave out? Jace Glasper, number 23. That's the 5 on the floor for Northwest. Springer with it for Dodge City as we start the third quarter. Grizzlies need to make up some ground. They're down by 4. There's a long 3 attempt by Springer and nothing but net. And now all of a sudden we're down by a touchdown.
That was pretty long. It could have been 4 points in that length.
And Williams can't get the loose ball. Dodge City will pick it up, bring it down,
rush, but he traveled.
And he did. That'll turn it over to Northwest. And
I think the Grizzlies need to go to running plays and not passing plays.
Wrong sport.
Conservative.
Benning has it for Northwest. Back out to Benning and Williams. Henderson for 3. In and out, no good. Rebounded by Hammond. Benning, yes, for 3. Grizzlies down by 4.
They needed that. They were starting this quarter out like they started the first. And
they did indeed need that. Springer sends it across the way to Shaq.
Perez wide open over here, and they didn't get it to him.
And an easy lay-in that time for Gamblin. Makes it 24-18 here in the third. Benning has his shot blocked.
1 versus 3 isn't a good percentage shot.
No, it is not. Here's a 3 attempt, nothing but net. Perez bangs one home, and now the Grizzlies are down by 9, their largest deficit of the game.
I've been watching Perez. He's been wide open. He's been waiting for that, and he got it.
Hammond back over to Williams. Williams to Benning for 3. It's off the rim, no good. And it will stay with Northwest.
I guess these kids think they need to shoot the NBA 23-foot, 8-inch three-point shot. They don't get up to the line closer. They're just going to launch it.
Benning, top of the key, 2-3 zone.
Oh my!
Here's Williams off the rim, no good. Picked off by Hammond. Hammond sends it back out. There's Liam Calvert putting one up for three, and it doesn't go either. Out of bounds to Dodge City, and Grizzlies not having their finest outcome or their finest output here in this game so far.
I'd like to look at their team stats on three-point shooting.
Travel will give it back to Northwest.
Yeah, it's not like the Grizzlies haven't been given opportunities by Dodge City to get back into this one, but trailing by 9.
Of course, they all cancel out when you have as many turnovers as the other team. It all cancels out.
Yeah, and their shooting just hasn't been very good. Even close. Even close.
No, it has not been good tonight. Williams gives it to Jace Glasper. Back to Williams. In the far side, Hammond from 15 feet off the rim. No good. Rebounded by. Who's going to get it? That's going to be a held ball. Yes, it is. And on the alternating possession, it will stay with Northwest.
I guess I better watch more prep basketball. I just didn't realize these kids just wanted to launch it, one gun and launch it like they do.
Williams to Glasper. Glasper sends it over to Calvert for three.
That's going to be a three-point
three-shot foul coming up here. Calvert fouled, didn't go in. It would have been nice if it had gone in. We could have gotten a 4-point swing there. But
hip check and a beauty for 3 free throws.
Calvert with an opportunity to close some of this gap. First one's up, and it's good.
Yeah, that's the easiest way to get back in the game. Score points with the clock stopped.
And the second one misses. Diaz comes back in for Dodge City, replacing Perez. No, I'm sorry, I take that back. He replaced Gamblin. And the third one is good. He makes 2 out of 3. It's 27-20. 4:50 to go in the third. Across the way and back out to Sheck here on top. Springer now with it. Back to Sheck.
Nice
and
rotation.
There's a three in the air, nothing but net by Perez.
Great rotation there by Dodge City.
Grizzlies down by 10. Now another turnover by Northwest. And another turnover by Dodge City.
And another miss by the Grizzlies.
The close-in missing is really killing us.
Yep.
Dodge City will bring it down. Sheck drives into the paint, lost the ball, got it. Dodge City got it back because they were in the right place at the right time. The Grizzlies now down by a dozen. It's 32-20. Glasper. And boy, Calvert went down hard.
Wow. Coach Hill has his arms folded. That's not always a good sign for a coach.
That's normal for him, though.
Oh, okay, because coaches I know that folded their arms saying, I don't know what to do next.
He's pretty laid back there. He usually does that.
Well, that's good. Too many coaches put on a show thinking they're going to be on TV.
Benning. Calvert from 8 feet misses, gets it back. Puts it up off the glass, doesn't go. Rebound to Dodge City, and it's been that kind of a third quarter for Northwest. Springer on the far side for Dodge. Back to Springer from Perez to Gamblin. Out to Sheck. And some motion offense here by the Dodge City Red Demons. Springer spin move, puts it up, good.
Wow.
Grizzlies down by 14 now.
Dodge City hasn't played that great, but they can play.
Dodge City's played very well this quarter.
Yeah,
we have not. Tayshawn Williams sinks one. 34-22. Dodge City. Check brings it across the timeline. There's a three-pointer that misses. Benning gets the rebound.
I'd almost sense shooting percentages for these teams under 30%.
I would expect that to be true. But in high school, that's not unusual. Benning. Williams, another long three. That's off the heel, no good. That's knocked out of play, and it will stay with Northwest. Franklin EQ will come in for Hammond. Grizzlies just haven't found the right combination tonight. Out it goes to Williams. Tayshaun to EQ, back to Tayshaun.
Boom.
Oh. Tried to get it to Calvert, and it was just too much for him and ate him up.
Kevin, I've stopped counting turnovers. I really have.
Well, that means you can put your shoes back on. Benning gives it to AQ, and it misses. The putback misses, and a foul.
First one got partially blocked, and then, wow.
Perez's second foul for Dodge City.
It's nice that Coach Hill's laid back, because if it were me, I'd be taking a trip to the urgent care center, have my blood pressure checked after this one.
First one by AQ is good.
Maybe they can get within 10 before the end of this quarter.
That didn't help. 1 out of 2 for AQ. Their Grizzlies are trailing now by 11. Jonathan Bone in for Dodge City. Springer with the ball. Gives it to Perez.
Good call. Good call. Left his feet. Didn't have anywhere to go but into a Grizzlies player.
That's the fourth foul on Okoro, who's been kept pretty quiet today thanks to the fouls.
3-point makes this an 8-point game. Only thing is, Grizzlies have made only 2 3-pointers this game.
From the stripe, that one is short. It'll stay with Northwest.
These guys play like it's an NBA 24 shot clock. We better get our shot off in 15 seconds or else.
Williams for 3. Good.
There it is. 8-point game. Anything can happen now. Get a turnover.
There you go. And a foul called.
Only their second team foul?
No, that's their fourth. Oh, that's for the Grizzlies, you mean? Yes,
yeah.
That is their, I think that's their first, actually.
Wow. They've stayed out of the
hey, nice job by AQ to block the pass and
get an
turnover.
Get an easy 2 going into the
last 3. You got 15 seconds. Let's get some points. They turned it over. Now Springer will have an easy lay-in, and that's a 4-point swing there, Scott.
Yep. Yeah, get 2 points before the end of the quarter. Make it a 6-point game.
And it's in range. Now, in all likelihood, it'll be 10. And or 8 if we can get a couple of free throws from Tayshawn, who is a good free throw shooter. First one's up, and it's good. Makes them both.
All right.
2 seconds to go. Dodge will not get this one. Well, they did get it off, but it won't score. So we're at the end of 3 quarters of play. Grizzlies trail 36-28. They got some work to do in the fourth quarter. We'll be back with that quarter after this timeout. Stay with us. You're watching NWHS Grizz, and this is Grizzly basketball.
What does it mean when people say America is a land of opportunity?
It means the power to discover,
to redefine yourself,
To improve yourself.
to challenge yourself,
To realize there's more in you
Than you ever knew.
that you could do.
It means giving people an open field to explore what they do best.
With the best tools,
The best training.
The best technology in the world.
We bring out the best in the people who serve.
So you can be all you can be.
Back at Northwest with Scott Simon, Kevin Arkin. Grizzlies trailing 36-28 going into the fourth quarter. And Dodge City will get the ball first in the fourth quarter.
They're letting the Grizzlies into this one a little bit. Now, they had a good third quarter, represented 8 minutes. But, getting
and they've only got an 8-point lead.
Yeah,
You're right. The lead could be a lot bigger.
Yeah. So let's see what the first 2 minutes. One thing Dodge City did, they took the air out of the ball a little bit, and that helped them. Grizzlies started finally hitting some shots, hitting that three. Hitting that three was a big one.
It was.
They don't hit that one, then we're talking like a 12, 13-point deficit right now.
That's right. Back underway here on the floor for Northwest. It'll be Jerome Henderson, Franklin EQ, Tayshawn Williams, Eli Benning.
Set it up, get an easy 2.
Who did I miss? Oh, Jace Glasper. Get in there.
Ah.
God, you got to have those. I'm sorry, we just got to have those. When you can't get the shot in and you can't get a second chance, you're really killing yourself.
Yeah, that's going to be. Oh, it's an offensive foul. Wow, that could have gone either way.
That could have. I thought that was going to be a defensive foul, but.
Coaches tell their teams at high school, hey, make the 2-foot shot first, then make the 5-foot shot, then make the 10-foot. These guys are trying to make the 20-foot shot. Yeah, don't. I don't like it when kids do that.
I don't like that either.
I've seen 2 steals in the last 2 years, players doing that.
Williams. EQ for 3, off the heel, no good.
And this will be red ball.
Yep, it'll be red ball. Rebound knocked out of play. EQ comes out, Hammond comes in.
Make the 2-foot putt first.
They missed there, and Glasper the rebound. He'll bring it down the floor, gives it off to Benning. Benning on the far side.
Now, a 3-point here would be really big.
Let's see. There it is! Tayshawn Williams!
I know how to call him still.
And the Grizzlies are down by 5. Now we have a foul called after all that. Foul is on Dodge City's Jonathan Bone. I didn't see what he did. It's his 3rd foul. Well, I'm going to take that back. They called it on Northwest.
Oh.
That was on Henderson, and that's his 3rd foul.
All right. Grizzlies, take your time. Get 2 points. Get an easy 2 points here. Don't try to chew it all the way.
Hammond Williams for three. In and out, no good.
And they were playing Henderson in the post, which is really good. Get the ball down in the post. You can open things up, and then they launch that three. Well, still lots of time left.
Dodge City calls a full timeout. We'll take it with them. Grizzlies trail 36-31, 6:05 to go. You're watching NWHS Grizz, and this is Grizzly basketball.
What does it mean when people say America is a land of opportunity?
It means the power to discover,
to redefine yourself,
To improve yourself.
to challenge yourself,
To realize there's more in you
Than you ever knew.
that you could do.
It means giving people an open field to explore what they do best.
With the best tools,
The best training.
The best technology in the world.
We bring out the best in the people who serve.
So you can be all you can be.
I sent Howard a message. I said, hey, look at what I'm doing this afternoon. See if
We haven't heard from Howard yet this year. Back at Northwest with Scott Simon, 6:05 to go. And Dodge City will inbound the ball here.
Well, I'll tell you what, Grizzlies full court press has been really good this half. Really good.
Sheck trying to get away from Hammond.
There it is.
And there's a loose ball.
What I tell
Benning
you?
has it, gives it to Hammond. Hammond underneath the Henderson. He's fouled. He'll go to the line and shoot two.
Get two, could have gotten three, but hey, that full
And
court
the
press is
steal
working.
led to that play.
Yeah, their full court press in the first half wasn't that good. I don't know what the adjustment was at halftime, but this half, well, I think it's instead of 1 point on the front, they have 2 points on the front, and
first one's good.
And they can't get, and Dodge City can't get through it. I mean, I think they've turned it over at least 6 times in their own back court in this half.
Makes them both. Hey, it's a 3-point game, folks.
And it was a 12-point game.
Springer with it on the far side. And a turnover picked away by Henderson.
Set it up.
Benning came up with it.
Set it up. Oh.
Benning in the corner gives it to Williams for three. Good! We're tied!
I thought it was a bad move to give it up to take the easy two. They get the three.
36 apiece. 5 to go. Grizzlies have come all the way back. And there's a foul on Henderson, and that'll be his 4th.
Good call, and really he doesn't need as many turnovers he didn't need to do that. Just relax, just put the pressure on. Dodge City's making their own mistakes.
Each team with 2 fouls in this quarter. That could come into play later. Gamblin gives it to Sheck. Sheck drives, gives it to Okoro, and Okoro lays it in. Hammond. Benning into Henderson. Henderson drives. Reverse layup doesn't go.
Michael Jordan.
Dodge comes away with it.
Michael Jordan could not have made that shot.
Dodge leading by 2 with the ball.
Get a stop. Need a stop here. You got tied. You need a stop. Don't let them get up by 4 or 5.
Gives it away to Sheck for 3. Okay. Ribs out, no good. Rebound by Williams. He gets it to Hammond. Hammond very wisely pulls it back out.
Set it up. Let's get a rotate. Get some rotation.
For 3. It's off the. Oh, it fell! It fell! Grizzlies.
Oh, and they get the steal.
And now the Grizzlies lead.
That full court press.
Grizzlies with a 3-point lead. And a timeout has been taken by Dodge City. A full timeout it is. We'll take it with them. Hey. You're watching NWHS Grizz. This is Grizzly basketball.
What does it mean when people say America is a land of opportunity?
It means the power to discover,
to redefine yourself,
to improve yourself,
to challenge yourself,
to realize there's more in you
than you ever knew
that you could do.
It means giving people an open field to explore what they do best.
With the best tools,
the best training,
the best technology in the world.
We bring out the best in the people who serve.
So you can be all you can be.
Back at Northwest, Grizzlies with a 3-point lead. 3:49 to go in the fourth. Each team with 2 fouls. Grizzlies have 3 timeouts left. Dodge City with 2. And the possession arrow is pointing toward Northwest.
This full court press I really like. And a coach you and I know well, coach at the college level, Rich Grauer, taught me this years ago about when you get back into a game, if you're full court pressing and your opposing team has good hand skills like Dodge City, put 2 people up front instead of 1 point man chasing around. They've done that. They have 2 people up there. They have forced so many turnovers to take the lead.
Springer with the ball, brings it with pressure in front of him. And he finally gives it off to Perez. Perez has Benning draped on him. Springer thought about a 3 and almost coughed it up. Perez with it. Pressure being put on by Northwest.
Oh, that could have been.
There's a takeaway by Benning. Benning will drive the court. Count the basket and a foul.
Defense. That's what's going to win this game for the Grizzlies if they can hold on. Unbelievable. Down by 12 now, up by 5.
A lot of time. Pardon me, a lot of time left. I'm losing my voice here.
Oh, you got something to be excited about. Your team, your
well,
Grizzlies.
This is the 4th game in 18 hours. So. Oh, and he missed the extra one, the free throw. Okoro has it, double teamed, and they almost threw it away. Perez now puts one up, and it doesn't go. Who's going to get it? Okoro gets a 2nd try, a 3rd try, and check.
Defense is good, but the rebounding isn't.
Yeah. He just gave Dodge City 4 rebounds on that last. Oh. There's one. Benning takes it away. And a whistle and a timeout being called.
Technical foul.
I missed it. So.
Technical foul has been called on Coach Trower for Dodge City. He got up, he stepped on the court, he also said something, and he got nailed.
And you're right, they're pointing at the head coach, Shane Tauber.
Wasn't even close.
And it will be a technical foul charge. Tayshawn Williams will shoot 2, and then the Grizzlies will get the ball back.
Aren't you glad you got an extra set of eyeballs
here
tonight?
Always good to have extra eyes because I was not looking at the coach at all. First free throw by Williams is good.
The first thing I always look at in a game when there's a transition like that and there's a timeout, I always look at the coach and see immediately what he does. And he got up and he started walking. The good coaches will just stand up or just sit there. The guys who just sit there, I think, make a bigger statement. If I'm not good, if you guys aren't good enough for me to stand up, you guys got a problem.
There you go. Williams made them both. Grizzlies with the ball now. Williams has it again. Gives it to Henderson. To Benning. Hammond. Top of the key. Back to Benning. Williams on the near side. And back to Benning. And the Grizzlies. Underneath the glass for count it. What a play.
That was
Grizzlies
major
by
league there.
9.
This has been one of the bigger turnarounds I've seen in a basketball game at any level in a long time. A 21-point swing, especially when you're talking about clocks of only 8 minutes and a quarter.
Exactly.
That's pretty impressive.
It is impressive. Grizzlies have come to life here in the fourth quarter.
You know, it's one thing to do it in a 40-minute game at college or JUCO. When you do it in a 32-minute game, especially they're doing it in 16 minutes.
Right. They're doing it less than that. They're doing it in 8. Perez's three-pointer misses. Rebound. Okoro misses, and the rebound to Benning. Benning will bring it down the floor. 3-on-2. Underneath. Yes! Hammond finishes it off.
Dodge City has just collapsed. And they've collapsed because the Grizzlies' pressure was just awesome this second half. And it still is.
Sheck passes it. Hammond gets in there and knocks it out of play.
Coach Hill should take a tape of this second half, and he should give a copy to every player and say, you need to watch this once a week.
Once a week.
Their defense won this game. Their defense created points.
Dodge City inbounding the ball to Okoro. In the paint. Lost the handle. He was fouled by Tayshawn Williams. And that's only his first foul. However, both teams are now at the limit, so we're shooting free throws for every foul here out for the rest of the game.
And slowing the game down and delaying us from getting to Coke Arena for tonight's Saluki.
Scott and I have a date at Coke Arena to watch WSU play SIU. That should be over and back, or was it deflected? I guess it must have been.
Yeah, it was a tip.
There's a ball. That's a lucky break for Dodge City. There's a three-pointer that misses. Okoro will get the putback.
Just let them score now.
Let them have it now.
Yeah, that's.
And a timeout taken by Dodge City. We'll keep it right here. This is a 30-second timeout.
Well, if I had been a betting man, and I have been a betting man, if you would have told me the Grizzlies would have had a chance to win this game the way they played that first, I would have said 5% chance. But I'll tell you what, I'm glad I was here to watch this. That's the way basketball should be played.
Well,
Good
and that's
defense.
a great come from behind. Of course, it's not over yet, but it's a great come from behind effort by Northwest.
Well, essentially for me, it's over because they're not shooting the ball worth a darn, and the Grizzlies, they are. I mean, they stepped up and started shooting a little bit. That one three in the third quarter was so big.
It was big. It was huge.
Got them to 8. Got them to trailing by 8.
Grizzlies lead by 9 and have the ball. They'll inbound it. Benning has it. Sends one to Hammond. Back to Benning. Forward. Henderson puts it up. Doesn't go. Put back, yes. But they called a foul before the second shot. The basket will not count. Henderson is at the line shooting 2. And Dodge City now over the limit. First one misses. You know, this second one would be big. That would make it a 4-possession game.
Yeah.
And the second one is good. Boy, that was huge.
It is.
50-40.
Oh, look at this. Touchdown.
Okoro will get the easy lay, and he was down there all by himself.
Yeah, he actually traveled, but anything goes today.
Oh, there's a nice spin, a nice behind-the-back move by Henderson, but he was fouled.
But
he will go to the line and shoot 2.
But he got hooked by Perez. He should get 2 minutes in the box.
Wrong game.
But entertainment value you can't find in any store.
First one is good. I'll tell you the same thing. This one is big because it makes it a 4-possession game.
As we whittle that clock down, only 43.5 seconds left to a Grizzly victory.
Fall. Yes. Grizzlies by 10, 43 to go.
Call off the dogs, Coach Hill. You don't need the pressure. Don't need the pressure.
Let them score. Let them score.
Yeah, let them score. There you go.
There we go. Now take the ball and take your time. And there's a foul by Perez that'll send Mr. Benning to the line to shoot a pair.
Well, Merry Christmas, Grizzlies. You get a victory. Yes, I'm putting this one
Well,
in
you
the
can hear a
bank.
pin drop in here. Of course, there's not a big crowd in here to start with.
Yeah.
Understandable since we're on Christmas break, but
Yeah, only 9,482.
yeah, very small crowd today.
Instead of 13,000.
Right, exactly.
Yes, I am glad I got tickets for tonight's game at Coke early.
And there we go. Benning gets the second of the two. They lead by 9 with 25 seconds to go.
Wow.
And there's a three.
That kid's pretty good. I'll tell you what, I pretty
Here we
impressive.
go. Lay in for Hammond. Yes.
That Diaz
13 to go.
That Diaz kid for Dodge City's not a bad player.
He's good. Yeah, they have some good players on that team. There's one that misses. 4 seconds to go. Clasper maybe. No, he'll run it out.
Write down that score.
And the final, 55-47, Grizzlies over the Demons. We're going to go ahead and wrap this thing up here for you and tell you, first of all, our next game is January the 5th. We will be at Bishop Carroll for a City League doubleheader to take on the Golden Eagles. We'll be on the air on January the 5th at 5:40 p.m. with the girls' pregame show with head coach Christina Commons. For our entire outstanding broadcast crew, and that includes Esther Brassfield, Bailey Ide, and of course Scott Simon, and I'm Kevin Arkin saying thank you for joining us. Thanks for being with us all year. We're looking forward to seeing you in January. Have a pleasant and beneficial family time this holiday season. Once again, Grizzlies win 55-47. Good night from Northwest High.